Oh, goodness gracious, all the way on the back is SRO. Hello, SRO. Another great night in Cleveland together. I love this venue. You people have always been very good to me, and I am damned if I will let you down now. And it's a tough call on a Sunday night with school and employment looming tomorrow morning. So you came here and you're brave, and I can dig it. And you have shitty cold weather, and you can't do anything. And I know it's a drag, and you get into cable, you get in touch with cable in the wintertime. This isn't some comedy bit, it's an observation on fucking cold weather in the Midwest. It just shuts you down. And in the summertime, I'm free, I'm water skiing, I'm frisbeeing, I'm screwing in the bushes. It's a great time. In the wintertime, it's like, and you get into cable and porn and cabin fever. And intense, long, lonely nights thinking like, oh, I'm in a Bruce Springsteen song. And it's when the Midwest kind of flattens out into this death trip. And I can dig your pain, you know, and the way you kind of insulate yourself with food and, you know, weird wood paneling and strange Midwestern practices. And it's cool to hang out amongst it. And you have the dog shit thing. What the fuck is he talking about? When the first snow comes down, dogs do what they do out there, and it gets covered by more snow, frozen, covered by more snow, and frozen, and like these fecal bombs waiting for the April showers and the May flowers, and you're walking, and this thing that was laid in October is waiting for you. You're like, fuck, I hate spring in this town. So you have like all kinds of slush, exhaust-colored slush. You know, it's like the toxic Baskin-Robbins flavor. Exhaust turd ice. So that's what you have to look forward to. Me, I'll be rehabbing in some, you know, heroin clinic in Los Angeles. Can you take care of that? That's gonna be a problem. Thank you, Chris. So, it's nice to be out amongst you. I'm in the middle of about 150 million shows, which will take me all around the world until June. And you're catching me while I'm still fresh, because by the time I hit Sweden, I'm gonna be utterly useless to anybody. And so the Swedish will think I'm a very silly man. So I get out there, hello baby, good to put you high. And they'll be like, wow, he's fucked up. So anyway, you got me while I'm still fresh as a daisy. Well, almost as fresh as I was. I turned 40 the other day, which is kind of thanks. Well, what can I do? I just didn't get hit by a bus for the longest time. And here I am, right? And it's what happens between 39 and 41. That's what I've been telling people. Because, you do all the interviews. So, you're 40 now. Indictment. Like there's fuck all I can do about it. And 40 is kind of that nervous age of maturity. If you're 50, you're just badass. If you're 50 and you're wearing tight jeans, if you're 50 and you have a fast car, if you're 50 and you say fuck, people go, damn, he's cool, he's still hip. When you're 40, there's nothing you can do to be cool. You have to embrace the Alan Alda inside you. You have to start thinking about that Saab, that Volvo that's waiting for you. Those corduroys of earthen tone. Buying pants from Eddie Bauer. You know, when adult men in those kind of khaki pants are huge, you have to go buy clothes at Old Navy. It's time for me to buy a closet full of clothes from the Banana Republic. Those anonymous Caucasian middle-aged man clothes, complete with like logo-less baseball cap. And I'll have Dockers on and some big fuck-off belt and big stupid shoe boot things by Timberland. Last you for the rest of your life. These shoes are now an investment. I'll wear them till I die because my death won't be that far away now that I'm 40. Time for me to buy one of those stupid vehicles rounded on all the edges to drive my demon troglodyte spawn to the soccer game on Sunday. You know, basically, you can no longer say, when I grow up, I'm gonna ... because grown up is here. And for the longest time, you were 20-something going, yeah, when I grow up, and you can kind of get away with it. When you're 40, all you can say is, when I grow up, I want to be Walter Cronkite. Like, I want to be Charlton Heston when I grow up. It'll only take me another 90 years to get there. That's something way down the road. And so I've been kind of clocking my adulthood, because adulthood and maturity in my line of work is not a premium virtue. You're supposed to be young forever. And that's why you see people getting boob jobs, facelifts, nose things, teeth things, hair lightening, hair volumizing, major movie stars getting like big hair plugs going. Warren Beatty, he always looks like he just like, hi! That's because his eyebrows can't come down. He had like 4 feet of flesh sucked off his forehead and chopped. So he'll always have that look of perpetual surprise and joy. Can you close your mouth? No, I can't. It's a surgery. How you doing anyway? And so it's basically saying you're in denial. And yeah, I'm not old, I'm young. Look, see, they keep chopping it off. I'm young. You look like a Siamese cat. You weird, you're dinosaurs. Strange, like these people getting all this stuff cut off them. And so I have to consider, I don't consider the surgery, but I have to consider what is my part in the food chain now that I'm 40. And I didn't obsess over it. I'm too cynical to obsess over anything like that. But I do find it interesting how dynamics change. As you remember, there's the boy-girl dynamic. And you women can attest to this. When boys become men, there's no real discernible change in their behavior. Only their asses have grown bigger. And they're about 85% as fun as they used to be. But they haven't become mature. Women, on the other hand, they go from girl to woman, and there's this dramatic change in their whole thing. Body chemistry, intelligence. They have, this weird thing happens, I don't know if it's overnight or gradual, because no female will tell me. They're keeping all this stuff to themselves. They will not let me crack the female code book. But it seems to me, between 28 and 31, some weird thing happens where overnight the females upload like 90 gigabytes of hardcore information into the very mechanics of the inner workings of the male psyche, to where we can't bullshit you anymore. Fellas, listen to a bunch of cackling witches. It's fucking miserable for us because we had so much fucking fun bullshitting you. It was so good. Touch this, we'll go to the moon. Okay, yes, I'm getting laid again. And then the man tries that with the woman. Here, touch this, and was like, oh, cut the crap. And then like, ooh, you bitch! They just can't handle it. And so I've been kind of clocking the differences in man, woman, boy, girl, because there's no boy in me left. Not at 40, ain't no boy, you gotta be a man. And what the hell does that mean? And you women shouldn't be too hard on us, men, because it's really hard for a man to find maturity in this society. Because all he's told is drink more, drive a bigger gas-guzzling machine, watch more football, and just be a bigger prick, And it's hard for a guy to, a lot of guys want to be, be a man. But be a man is just kind of like be an asshole in a Seagal film. So we become bewildered and lost, and when we become afraid of the future, we backslide and we go back to what we know works. And we go right back to like 19-year-old college dorm practice, right down to how we do our laundry. Like the woman comes over to the man's place. Girl goes to a boy's place. She expects to see like a half pipe in the living room and a moldering pile of laundry. Men and boys are under the weird idea that they don't have to wash clothes. You can wear a shirt for 5 days, it smells like open ass. And they can put it on a chair and just let it sit. And 5 days later, pick it up, smells pretty good. And you put it right back on, and with the littlest bit of BO, the whole thing reconstitutes into this, it's its own state of the union. It's so intense. And men are like, fucking A, it smells great. And everyone else is like, you're wounding me. Get that thing away from me. Because men refuse to do laundry, and they refuse to separate colors and whites, because it's a waste of $1.25, the extra washing machine load. And see? Like, fuck that! Yeah, gray socks, gray shirts, fucking A! Slightly blue, awesome! White enough for me, look at the money I'm saving. I saved $1.25. Me, smart. You never know when I'll be on the street and that $1.25 will get me out of World War III. And that's why women look at men and go, they fuck us anyway, thank God. And you'll see that finally the mature man, long ago he has dispensed with taking the huge volcano of butt crust sweated together, ammoniated pile of like rapidly decomposing like clothes to one washing machine standing on top of the clothes and the stomping the whole thing in, like 3 barrels of clothes into one washing machine, because he's too cheap to spread it out over 2, because he also doesn't want to commit to a second box of detergent. So when the male gets mature, he alphabetizes his CDs and LPs, and he finally breaks down and does a 2-washer load thing of laundry. And that's about as much as men evolve. And women just wait for us to come forward. Come forward. And I've noticed the thing with dating, the boy-girl dating thing. There's that post-coital discussion in the front of the piece of shit car owned by the boy. Running away, the eventual orgasm happens, only for one party, the male, of course. A male can get off in the most dire circumstances, on the way to lethal injection. Do you have any last wishes? Yes, hold on just a second, I'm almost there! I mean, no problem. He's gonna be dead in 50 seconds, but he can still no sweat. So, boy-girl sex in the front of a car, all 20 seconds. Drip falling off the rear is everywhere. A young and incredible load is dispensed into the world, and the guy's like, he's useless, and the girl's like kind of semi-dreamy, and she didn't have an orgasm, and she hasn't had that much sex yet, so she's not pissed off at the lack of her getting off. She does not yet know that this is going to be the way it is forever. So she still thinks, well, that was nice, and like 10 years from now, it's like, you son of a bitch, get out of my bed. You know? Listen to him. Yes! Right on! I feel your pain a bit. I feel your pain, yeah, whatever. No. And so, you have that conversation. The girl goes, someday I want to have children. And she knows it's not going to be with this guy. And the guy goes, yeah, kids are great. Someday I'm going to have kids too. And it's this weird, dislocated conversation, because they're talking about other people as mom and dad, because it's definitely not going to be with her, and it's definitely not going to be with him. So it's like 2 people talking over each other's shoulders at each other's future. Like, you're just looking at your own, like 800 years from now I'm going to be a mother, 800 years from now I'm going to be a father. And the guy can wax expansive on the virtues of fatherhood, because he knows that it's not going to be with this chick. He knows she's like 50 dicks away from motherhood. It's not going to be him, so he can go, yeah, kids are great. I'm going to have a huge litter of them. I'm going to have 50, 60 children. And then I've noticed man and woman date, and everything is more intense, because women are the queens of intensity. There's not a single female in this place that is woman age who is not intense. Maybe you're not intense all the time, but you can get in touch with your intensity so fast, where you blow men away and terrify them. And I've seen this thing many times, the man and woman date, the wine and the salad, or the grilled chicken, and really boring conversations about insurance, Volvos and homes and things, that adult thing. And then the woman puts her hand on the man's shoulder. I want to have children. And the man can see the screaming ovarian clock ticking backwards in her eyes. And it's not, I want to have children someday. I want to have children Friday. And she's looking right at this guy, and the guy can watch the eggs falling off the tree. Each menstrual cycle, 10, 9 more chances, 8 more chances. Time is running out because there's only so many eggs. We're men. Whee! See you later. Au revoir. Arrivederci. Aloha. FedEx. UPS. Whee! Whee! no big deal. You want another load? Give me 20 minutes and an omelet. And they're also thoroughly anonymous, like, 80 jillion. One had a mustache. Interesting. They're just gone. Don't worry, tomorrow morning there'll be more, And for women, it's like, and then by the end of the time, it's like, you. And she's basically saying, your seed, my egg. Dum, 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 dum. And some men are like, cool, I'm ready. And some other men are like, ah! Which is why you see like adult men running into places like Hooters and going to strip bars and like going boldly and desperately into Blockbusters, into that little room, 18 or over to enter, and like getting like Boob Babylon 5 and renting it for the weekend, putting it into the video machine, arranging the newspaper in front to capture the entire splatter radius. And coming in like on Monday morning like a scolded schoolboy, head staring down, holding the video out to like the scornful woman behind the counter. Did you rewind it to the top and not leave it paused after the cum shot like you did last weekend? Yes. I thought it was a Merchant Ivory film. I thought it was The Remains of the Day. No, you didn't. I know. Why do you watch that stuff? Because my girlfriend wants to have children and I'm terrified. And so everything becomes more grave and more intense and more final when you get older. Because, you get to a certain point in your life when the training wheels are off the bike. And it's time for you to make up your mind who you are, what you are, and it's not what you're going to be. It's not to be, you will be dead in a while. But to be, you're over to be, you are, so deal. And that's the crisis part. And so I've been kind of trying to figure out what all that means. And I take kind of a wry look at the whole thing, because I don't buy into that midlife crisis thing. I think you just keep on jamming until you drop and you never have to have a regret in your life, there's ways just to keep jamming until you're 80 and you're like, fuck yeah! Right on. But I've been digging the way I'm being marketed to, and that's how you always kind of see how you fit into the American swing, is who's trying to sell you what. Because we live in a capitalist society, a very materialistic society, and you all know that, and if you're young and you're this, and Sony's trying to sell you 8 shitty bands a month. And you're not dumb. You listen to this crap and you go, man, they must think I'm fucking stupid. The entertainment industry always thinks, people are stupid. And they finally won. They're selling all kinds of dumb music to people. If you had a really sharp, cool, cultured, whip-smart, rockin' society, Britney Spears would get laughed out of town. They'd be records for like 6 years old and down. There wouldn't be like a banker. Fucking that Spears chick, she's all right. Because the guy doesn't know anything about really good music. He's never heard a Nina Simone record or, something that really has some teeth to it. He's like, wow, she's sexy and smart and she really rocks. What are you doing at age 43 being into a 19-year-old girl? Hello, desperation setting in. Fear of women. That's what it is. So anyway, I've been clocking my denial. Well, see, I don't think a 19-year-old girl is hot, my friend. I think she looks like my friend's kid's sister. I like women with lines in their face who can tell me to shut the fuck up and know what they're talking about. Yes. It's not that I dislike girls, it's just that we don't have a whole lot to talk about, because I really don't care about the Creed album that you just bought. I don't care. But that's just me. When you're young and you're really intense, everyone goes, wow, he's young, he's intense, right on, youth and intensity, you're like this. But when you get old and you're intense, everyone goes, my God, he's weird. If you're young and pissed off, he's young, he's pissed off, right on, man, he's alive. If you get older, you're pissed off, everyone goes, oh, he's just a bitter curmudgeon. And if you're young and you have a lot of energy, everyone's like, whoa, young, youth, energy, the fountain of life, ping, 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 living on a piece of string, a bag of top ramen noodles, and the sheer, force of will. But if you're older and you have a lot of energy, people just go, oh, He's sprightly. Isn't he sprightly? He's got a lot of energy for his age. He's sprightly. And so that's me, the weird guy at the end of the block, the sprightly curmudgeon who's really weird. I'm sprightly. Look out, kids, you know. So, sorry, off the topic. I've been checking out how I've been being marketed to see what American companies think of me. Basically, what demographic do I fall into? And the thing I noticed was for several months, I got deluged via email, porn websites, the filthiest sluts on the internet, barely legal, 18 years, 2 seconds old. They look like children. Filthy, raunchy sluts wait for you at this website. And if you are desperate enough and lonely enough to double click on something just so you can look at photos of women and men or horses or whatever, it's such a lonely trip, it seems to me. And if you double click on one, you get led into this maze of pussy. It's incredible. Like, oh, okay, I'll do it. Welcome to the clitoral kingdom. Ah! And like there's a huge vaginal cave in the way at the back. Click here to enter. Oh, all right. Ah! Welcome to the anal universe. Ah! And you're double clicking to get out, and they keep taking you to another place. You know, it's the pussy palace. No, it's tit time. Ah! You know, cum shots, wad shots, this, bing, bing, boom, boom. It's splattering. It's all over the ceiling. Come to cum cam. No, I don't want. No. And you can't get out. You have to like disconnect the phone line from the wall. Make it stop. And so I have never done it. I've just heard that's what happens. I'm taking it on an informed source. Nothing I know anything about. And so, if you don't double click on those sites, they just figure you're not interested. Like you're probably just into the band Oasis instead. You know? It's like, oh, he's not into sex, he's into Oasis. And so, basically, they leave you alone after a while. If they're not going to get your money, you're out of their food chain. They're no longer interested. So those ads went away. And then the need a home loan ads came. Need a home loan? Are you refinancing? Do you need a credit card? Are you a dumb piece of shit, subliterate, have no money? Are you in prison? We'll give you a credit card. Are you 18 years old, don't even know the value of money, don't even have a fucking job? Here's a credit card so you can owe the man, your soul for the rest of your life. Drive a car you'll never own. Live in a home you'll never own. Have property that can be taken away from you at any time if you don't keep up payments. Owe a smiling banker fuck for the rest of your life. Hey, kids, take it. And I'm like, nah, you're not gonna get me, because that's one of the many mean American pitfalls. I love this country. It's my favorite country in the world, but it's a mean place, and they're mean to us. If they loved us, whoever they are, they wouldn't be trying to sell us cigarettes left and right. They wouldn't be pushing cigarettes at young people. They wouldn't be trying to shove alcohol down young people's throats. Be going, no, you should wait. You should wait a while before you take this shit in, because bottom line, kids, this shit won't kill you. But you never see that stuff. It's just like, hey man, have a camel and grab these boobs over here, because they kind of come with the pack. No shit. All right. And so I've been checking out all of that, and then the thing that really shook me was like the 4 to 6 week campaign I got was get Viagra discreetly online. No, not me. I thought that was for like some 90-year-old man, look, I can do it. Come on, baby, I'm feeling hot. The wife's like, you'll break my hips, get away from me. She's like mummified. No, I'm living with Tutankhamun in the Valley of the Kings and Queens in Egypt, get away from me. And so Viagra, that says basically, if you're getting Viagra ads pushed on you and porno ads pushed on you, it's basically saying you're no longer part of it. You're on the sidelines. You're no longer a warrior. You waited home for the warriors to come back from the hunt. You're the one grinding their grain to give them, their veal meat paste at the end of the day. You're no longer a lion hunter. You're just a little pussy boy who needs pharmaceuticals to get an erection. Ha ha, welcome to adulthood. And that's why some men have a midlife crisis. And so after getting like 30 of these fucking advertisements, like, come on, get some Viagra, you need it, you're 40, you can't do it anymore. And you're like, well, oh yeah? And I run to the bathroom, drop the gym shorts. And you never, try to get an erection, well, without real proper inspiration. Because you guys, you're thinking of something or you're with the person you want to be with and no problem, boing! Or sometimes even when you don't want to, like school lets out at 3, walk by a schoolyard, like, no, not now! It's weird shit, right? But there's never a problem. It's always like, no problem, steady, you can hang an anchor off this thing. Right, and so I ran to the bathroom to see if I had any problems in that department. And when you try and get an erection through biological desperation to see if you could just perform in a perfunctory manner, it is not the way to get erect. When you're standing there with tears welling in your eyes, going, come on, man! Oh, God! Okay, don't have tears in your eyes and yell out God when trying to get an erection. Trust me, nothing happens. And so it was interesting, checking all this out. Like, wow, that's what they think of me. And it's easy to get into a lot of denial. Like, I'm younger and feeling better than I ever was. And everyone operates on a certain level of denial. Everyone has a little bit of it in them. There's some inherent bullshit about yourself that you believe so completely it is true. Otherwise, you couldn't get through the day. Your day would be this self-conscious nightmare. Like when you sit with your friends in a room and one person leaves, everyone starts talking about that person. Was he gone? Yeah. Oh yeah, he's cool. And everyone goes all the way around the table. Oh yeah, he's great. Yeah, I love the guy. And then it goes back to person 1. He's kind of a dick. And it was like, yeah. Oh yeah. The volume increases because no one wanted to be the first to say it. Oh, he's a prick. But I love the guy. Oh yeah. I love him. But he's an insufferable prick. Definitely. I take a bullet for him, but I want to run him over with a bus. Precisely. And you think when you leave the room, is he gone? Is he coming back soon? I don't know what to do when he's not here. He's my guru, my mentor. He's everything to me. And as soon as you leave the room, trust me, they're all going, what up, bitch? So everyone judges the other and everyone lives in a certain amount of denial. It's just that which gets you through. You look at the mirror and you're like, looking good. And the whole time you're like, not really. But you just gotta go, fuck it. Yeah, and get out there and you do your thing. And the other day, I was in the mirror and I looked at my face and I saw lines in my face. Big ass lines in my face. I'm like, how'd you get there? Sometimes when you sleep on the pillow and the pillow's all wrinkled, you wake up like, I'm Scarman. And it lasts like 8 minutes and it's really cool. You're like the dude in Platoon, like, what do y'all know about this? I'll tell you something about this. It's kind of cool, you're like, But then you kind of rub your face and it goes away. And so I see these lines around my mouth. I'm like, ooh, how did you get there? They must have happened overnight. I've never seen them before. And that's the denial. No, you don't ever get lines in your face overnight. It's gradual. It's just, you bullshitted yourself for so long. And I must have bullshitted myself for 3 years. Because now these lines are so deep, there's like fucking vacationing Belgians living inside them. Like, you bloody Belgians, get out of there. I know, it's fine. I want to go back to Brussels. Like, how the fuck did you get there? And I pulled every face that I use on a daily basis. Like, that's all I got. And none of them made the line show up. Then how did I get them? What am I doing? Because you're used to a baseball mitt. You use it long enough and there's a crease across it, I'm like, what did I do? And I looked at the mirror and I smiled. And there they are. I have smile lines. Me? Do you know what a fucking insult it was for me to have smile lines? 20 years I have spent making sure not one fucking thing is funny. That's pretty funny. No, it's not. Nothing's funny. Nothing in the world is funny. Shut up! Shut up! What happened? Must have been smiling in my off time. Must have been smiling in my sleep. All 90 minutes a night I get. Because the very rage coursing through my veins gets me up. God damn, I'm so mad I can't sleep anymore. Shut up! And there I am like, oh no. I I'm weakening. Alan Alda smiles. Donald Sutherland smiles. Concerned parents, they smile. Men who are led into Banana Republic by their women, they smile. But not me. And you never think about your smile until someone puts a camera in front of your face. He goes, smile, and you're like, oh my God, what do I do with my face now? Go ahead. And you get the photo back, and everyone around you in the picture looks really great except for you. Your smile looks like you just saw a dog get hit by a car or something. You're like, oh, fuck, man. Skippy, run. And so, like any righteous guy, I sought to fix the problem. Okay? Because a guy sees a line in his face, he sees a frame of a picture crooked, he God damn it, I can't think straight until that frame is straight. And men are the great fixers of things. That's how men get mature. They learn how to use tools so they can be the ones who undo chaos. And the chaos in the world is wrought and distributed evenly everywhere you go by women. Women are the chaotic ones because they are emotional-based creatures. They have emotional-based software. And they go in, they want you to put curtains up everywhere, and they're doing really stupid things like getting a beautiful couch and putting the armrest sweater thing over the side. And the man goes, in high wind, that would blow off. You don't want that there. How about you let me glue this thing down now? This is really lame. Look, it's on the ground. Why would you? Anything that can't take a high wind shouldn't be standing inside my house. And so men seek to fix the problem, hence the popularity of hardware stores and men. You go to the 24-hour hardware store in many states in this fine land, you'll see the Home Depot is open 24 hours a day. In some towns they are, some towns they're not. Some towns don't even have one. If you don't have one, it is a 9-football field, low-ceiling space with every tool and piece of lumber known to man. And you can walk in there and fix any fucking thing in the world that's broken. You can even fix your broken heart. Heart solder. Fuck that, you bitches. Look at me now. Break it now. 4 sheets of Teflon. Did it myself. Saved $1.25. Beat the installation charge. And if you go there really late at night, or rather early in the morning, like 2:30 in the morning, you'll drive up to Home Depot and you'll see the parking lot is full of cars. What's going on in there? You go in there and there's just men just hanging around in the hardware store because the hardware store has the promise of the solution and the promise of domestic calm. Because a lot of guys live in houses, if you move into a house with a woman, it's a woman's house. It's her, she's decorating it, and that's why men are relegated to a den. They have that one little box in the basement where they can have their 3 mounted baseballs, their huge bowl, which is a Matchbox collection, and their shot glass collection, and this huge, some horned animal sticking out of the wall, some garish green or red, plush carpet. You're like, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, I put it in myself. And look, here's my shot glass collection. Pretty cool, huh? Look at my matchbook collection. Women don't get into collecting shit. 5 magnets on the front of the refrigerator that are on to wreak havoc in other places. And so the men are shuttled into their little place where everything is in alphabetical order. My records are all in alphabetical order. My CDs all in alphabetical order. I know where everything is. Pens in the pen cup, pencils in the pencil cup. And if you come in and put a pen in the pencil cup, they're like, oh, what's wrong in this room? A woman has been here! The instillers of chaos! And you'll see men in hardware stores late at night just taking levels and putting them on things that are level just to watch the bubble line up between the 2 crosshairs so they can stand back and say, this thing is level. This is level. Okay, that is one thing I know is good. And the tools offer a solution to problems. You don't have to have feelings if you have a tool to fix something else. And I've noticed one thing, and it may be just me, but I think there's something going on. All the craftsman tools, all the lines of hand tools have been re-released. There's a whole new line of tools everywhere you go. And all the screwdrivers and ratchet sets and everything now have these huge, iridescent, orange, yellow, or red, big rubber squeezy handles that have this kind of rubber where you hold onto it. The highest wind or monsoon could not rip this tool from your grasp, which is really appealing for men, because men think they're gonna have to like screw a piece of drywall into a stud in a hurricane. Well, this baby will never come out of my hands. I can do this. I can put a piece of drywall up on top of K2 with this thing. God damn it, it's built to last. Well, what war are you gonna be building a house in? I don't know. But this rugged tool is ready to sit in my garage unused for the next 35 years. So I can look at it and go, it's there, and I have one of those. And that's how I have 3 balls, because I have a ratchet set. You get a free testicle with every ratchet set. Well, often when the guy goes into Bed Bath & Beyond, he loses one. And so it's basically a replacement ball. So, like, as soon as the man is holding like a bath towel, boop, right down his pants, like, oh, not again! And he's got to go run off to a hardware store and touch a sump pump or something. Oh, thank God, I'm back! And so I've noticed that all like the hand tools now have this really great squeezy, rubberized handle, and it feels kind of good to hold it. And you go down aisles at the hardware store and you see men standing, just staring absent-mindedly nowhere, just gripping this hand tool. They look like they don't even know it's in their hand. They're like, hey man, what are you doing? Here, touch it, grab it, squeeze it, come on, feels good, buddy. Come on, give into it, squeeze it, come on, squeeze it, come on, fucker, squeeze it! Come on, feels good, doesn't it? Oh yeah, come on, squeeze it some more. Yeah, come on, yeah. And it does feel kind of good. You're really like, God damn, that's good. Why do I like this so much? Why is this so goddamn intrinsically satisfying? Why is it satisfying my Darwinian angst? What's going on here? Well, it's about 1 3/4 inches bigger in girth than your own tool. And a man can hold it and go, well, it is kind of like that, isn't it? And it's kind of a desperate sadness us men have. And so you meet a lot of people in hardware stores at night. You make a lot of friends. I've been here for a day and a half just squeezing this huge Phillips head screwdriver. I'll see you next weekend. Okay, sure. So I understand why men have dens, and I understand why men go to hardware stores, just trying to hold on to a little bit of their masculinity as they get it stripped with adulthood and the Banana Republic cut in the pants. The Al Gore look, just that silly, like, hi, I'm ready for really any sport. I'm a silly man, that's why no one cares if I ever run again. So anyway, oh, believe me, I'm a Republican. I thought they were both silly. We'll get into that in the 5th hour. But anyway. So I've been kind of clocking the denial that I live in, that you live in, that we all live in. And I've been clocking the denial on a global scale. And I've been finding some really interesting stuff. Like several months ago, when Slobodan Milosevic finally acknowledged that everyone hates his guts, and he finally stepped down. It was time for an election, if you don't remember, and they elected like 90 million against Slobodan, and 1 for. And he went, okay, you guys rigged the vote. And everyone went, well, no, it's your country, only you can rig the vote. Well, fuck it, I don't acknowledge the election, I'm still in charge. And everyone goes, well, we'll have a protest. He's like, yeah, right, all 7 of you. About 30,000 people go down to like the house of whatever, like, fuck you, Slobodan, fuck you, Slobodan. Whatever the chant was, I wasn't there. Were you there? No, but they had something going on. And he finally went, okay, I'll humor you and leave. Because I'm tired of the job anyway. 9 years of horrible genocide. Yeah, I'm over it. I'm on to something else. Whatever the hell that could be. I'm taking it to another level. I'm going to blow up the planet or whatever. And so he reluctantly stepped down. Everyone's like, yay, yay! The midgets rejoiced, whee! And he went away. And that wasn't the denial he was living in at that point that tripped me out. It was the soundbite after he went away that blew me away. It was in either Time or Newsweek or U.S. News World Report I read, where they said, so Slobodan, what are your future plans? And he said, well, I'd like to slow down a little, spend more time with my kids, move out to the country, just kind of slow down. And I guess like 9 years of killing farmers and burying them in shallow graves, with their own shovels, I guess that makes a guy want to sit on the porch and pop a Coors and just kind of reflect a little, have a chaw and a whittle and just reflect over all the dead farmers and dead children and whole bloodlines of people you've totally extinguished forever and ever. yeah, God likes to look back on his laurels and go, it's been a great life. And I'm thinking, what is he thinking where he thinks he's going to be able to walk the streets anywhere and have a bunch of people come out of their thatched huts and go, hey, everybody, it's Slobodan. Yay, Slobodan. We wish you were still around killing us. We think you're great. All the people you killed, don't worry about it. The past is the past. And I don't know what that guy thinks. Like, one of these days, someone's going to take him out. And until then, he thinks, everyone loves me. You know, and I've noticed with all killers, at the end of the day, they usually think they're okay. I always watch, when I'm on the road, I go to hotels, I watch TV. I like to watch A&E, the channel A&E, you dig A&E, right? And there's that the investigative reports show, hosted by Bill Curtis. Okay, in about 8 weeks, when all the rest of my hair goes gray, I want to be Bill Curtis. I think the guy's awesome. I love his voice. He has one of those voices where he is in love with the sound of his own voice. Hello, I'm Bill Curtis. Tonight, we will be, you can tell he goes into his own shower. Bill Curtis is entering his own bathroom. Hello, I'm Bill Curtis. I'm pulling back my shower curtain. I'm turning on the hot water and now the cold. I'm standing underneath the warm spray. I am soaping myself. I enjoy my voice. I enjoy the touch of the rough soap against my old man body. Like a lot of radio and TV personalities, I love to speak in this weird cadence. I speak like this with strange quirks and punctuation. I kind of talk like William Shatner. I have a strange thing with making sentences go together. I don't know how I learned to speak like this. Maybe it was many years in news journalism, but I do it and you watch me and like me because I am Bill Curtis. And I dig the guy because he's a really bad actor. And you can almost see the instructions, the camera direction on his body. Because whenever you walk into a frame and like hit a camera and do a line, there's instruction. And there's pieces of tape on the floor, your marks. Like you hit the white piece of tape, stop, look to your right, turn, find the key light on your cheek, pause, look down, look at the camera, and read your lines. I mean, but you're supposed to walk on and go, good evening, I'm Bill Curtis. But you can see every instruction in his body. He's so uptight. And he does that weird thing before he speaks, and while he's speaking, he'll stop and look down. Check this out the next time you watch him. He'll look down at some object down there. Like, what are you looking at? And he'll come out and you can see every instruction. He'll walk out like, and he'll wait this weird long time, kind of glaring at you before he says anything like, good evening, I'm Bill Curtis. Tonight we'll be looking at the LA County Morgue and its people. And he works his eyebrows, 4 different eyebrow positions per sentence. Amazing. The bodies that come into the morgue are sometimes unknown. And we'll find this out later on A&E's Investigative Reports. I dig the guy, and I want to be the guy. Some fine day, I'm going to be Bill Curtis. And I watch his investigative report show whenever they have shows on serial killers and other murderers, not because I'm interested in serial killing and the deeds these people do. That's not what interests me. What interests me is the file footage from the trial when the guy confesses or says why he did what he did. Because the motivation to do something really horrible and kill someone fascinates me, how you can go over the line. Because everybody in this room, we all share one thing in common. We've all wanted to kill motherfuckers like every day. Like all the morons ahead of you in line. Die, fucker, die! But you've never killed anybody. And if someone gave you a gun, you're like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to shoot the guy, but you just wanted to say you wanted to kill him. Well, yeah. But, but then some people cross the line, and I want to know why. It fascinates me, because I've never killed anybody, and I don't want to, but some people do, and I want to know what the head trip is. And I find there seems to be, like 3 different themes all these serial killer pricks operate on. And one of the ones is like that they have forgiven themselves and everything is fine. So you killed 19 people. How do you feel? I feel fine, actually. You feel fine? Well, yeah, I've forgiven myself. And if you have a problem with what I've done, it's your problem. It's not my problem. In fact, it's not only your problem, it's probably your fault. They've distanced themselves from it so far. You're like, you're a fucker. No, I've just forgiven myself. It's on you now. And And the reason I kind of not respected, I don't know what the correct word is, but when I saw Jeffrey Dahmer look into the eyes of the parents of all those boys he murdered and apologize and say, basically, I know I've ruined your lives, and I'm sorry. And I thought he meant it. Doesn't bring anyone back to life. But at least he didn't drive, oh, I'm innocent. He just said, yeah, I did it, and I did any punishment you give me, I totally deserve it. Take me away and do what you will. And I kind of went, okay, well, at least he's owning up to it. Doesn't bring anyone back to life. It's no good, but it was an interesting take. And then you have flat out stonewall denial, a fantastic trait that a lot of men, do when they get thoroughly busted. Like, Ted, you killed 45 women. Oh, yeah, right. Get these cuffs off. This is an outrage. It's like when you find your boyfriend fucking your best friend. And you're like, ha, what are you two doing? Nothing. No, you're screwing your Beth. No, I'm not. What is that? Nothing. We were talking. And some men are just like, ooh, deny, until the woman finally goes like, God, I guess you weren't. And that's Ted Bundy, he just denied it until we're gonna kill you tomorrow. Okay. Maybe I know something about someone who may have killed. Okay, I can kind of get in the killer's mind and assume what he might have thought. And we can stick around for 9 months and we'll stave off the execution. And then they're dragging him down the hall, to his electrocution. And he goes, okay, where, I did it. But pornography is to blame. Like, God, can't you just be a man for once in your life and go, I'm a motherfucker, please kill me. No, he just wimped out to the end and he killed a bunch of people and he sucks. But the one that really offends me the most is when the serial killer is okay with his life because he has thrown himself into the all-forgiving arms of Jesus Christ. You're a horrible killer, yep, but the blood of Christ has washed over me and I am forgiven. Jesus has opened his ever-loving arms to me and I'm forgiven and I am one and safe inside the love of Jesus Christ. Poor Jesus, what a shitty job that guy has. Okay. If you remember the crucifixion, what a fucked up deal. What a cool guy. He's trying to give money to the poor people. He's trying to turn people on to peace and love and being cool. And a bunch of rich motherfuckers who didn't like the way he was fucking up their country club fucked him over. They took a vote. He's a real prick, don't you think? Yeah, he's too much like Lenny Bruce. Kill him. Ready on 3, break! And they just kill him. And his best friend sold him out. And he has one of those little pussy-ass vegan bodies. You've seen him and they give him this 900-pound cross, fuck, and I walked up the Via Dolorosa, right around the 5th station of the cross, there's this intense right turn, right where he hung out with Veronica, the chick who told him off. Okay, if I was him, it's like trying to get a piano through a window this big. You're like, how the fuck am I gonna, but he did it, because he's cool, man. And so it's like, oh shit. Hey, can you guys help me with this thing? No? Thanks a lot. Getting around the corner, he's like, oh fuck, help me, man. And no one helped him, and he got nailed to this huge cross. And then all he gets to do is hang out with a bunch of miserable people who want to be forgiven all the time. Have you ever had your mom or some parent or relative get drunk and lay their whole guilt trip on you? I'm sorry, I was a bad uncle. You're sitting in the trailer home with them, you're like, get off me. That's all Jesus gets. He never gets anyone come up, hey, Jesus, having a good day today. Hope you have the same. Later. Never has any women like, woo, check me out, let's party. Nothing. No, all he gets is, oh, I'm an asshole, no one likes it, but you like me. He's like, of course, brother, of course, sister, everyone's okay with Jesus. Poor Jesus Christ, man, what a tough haul. He never gets to party, he never gets any time off, he never gets away. He never gets to do anything except hang out with a bunch of wretched people like, no one likes me but you, Jesus. Okay, it's like you hanging out with the mouth-breathing Trekkie. Okay, William Shatner will come back next year. Oh, so, and so, here's a guy who has the camera on him all the time. Jesus being omnipotent and, the Son of God and all this, he's always on. He never can have a martini and go, Oh my God, people are driving me crazy, man. You can never have a talk with a bartender. You can never hang out with Sinatra and go, how did you do it for 84 years, Frank? You know, and so the camera's always on. He's always on, under scrutiny. And I just wonder if there's ever this golden moment where the camera runs out of film. They're like, cut, Jesus, we've got to roll out. You've got 2 minutes off, go back to your trailer. Oh, thank God, it's been 800 years since I've seen my trailer. And he has like 2 whole minutes off while they're putting the film back in the world's eyeball cam on him. And right at that moment, he's thinking, joint, toilet, I've been holding it in for 600-700 years. Joint, toilet, CNN. Joint, toilet, CNN. I can't wait. I'm gonna watch it for a whole minute. Incoming serial killer! Oh no! Jesus, I killed 30 people. You're the only one who'll forgive me. No one's looking. Sing in the rain. Jesus, we're back. Oh, brother, did you fall? Where's the camera? Oh, look, see, I forgive everybody. Yeah, he's a nice guy, isn't he? Such a drag, and so these guys get forgiven. So that's the level, denial they're in. So here's some more denial, and we won't talk about it too long because it's a boring topic, and we've already been through it, and you're bored, and you'll be mad at me if I talk about it for more than 30 seconds. But every 4 years, when we have a presidential election, all of you are in a certain level of denial because you're never overwhelmed with joy about either candidate. It's never like, yeah, that's my man. Wouldn't it be refreshing if one time in your life you were as into a presidential candidate as you were into your favorite band? Think about that. Like, whoever it is that you love, James Brown, Iggy Pop, whatever it is that gets you off, you're like, that is the shit. Wouldn't it be great to look at a, thank you, dear. But you know what I mean? To where if you have a Sam Cooke record, you're like, this record has saved my life. This guy is the man. Marvin Gaye, the guy who rules. What if it was a presidential candidate? Wouldn't it be amazing to go like, let's vote for him. He's the shit. When have you ever felt like that? And it's always it's the lesser of two evils. And that's not a unique sentiment. All of you have said that. Okay, it's the lesser of two evils. Where you vote for, your choice is like, ah! And you go for that guy. But you're never like, yeah, right on. You're like, wah, And it kind of sucks. It'd be great one time in our life to have someone you're like, fucking A, man. We're happy about it. And this time around, it wasn't like, it was, neither guy was like, made you mad or made you really happy. They're just kind of like, well, there's one flavor and there's the other flavor. And then there's Nader. No one really cares about Nader. I'm saying 3% of the vote. He wasn't like a real, no, I don't mind the guy. I'm just saying he's not swaying it. And there's Pat Buchanan, and that's like 40, the psycho vote. But I'm saying they're like kind of peripheral guys. So it's always, unfortunately, it's always down to the Republican Party, the Democrat Party. And you always hear these campaign speeches where you sit and listen and you just go like, what an asshole, what a soft sell. It's like they're selling you Amway products. I want a united country for united people to be united in. Flip the index card. It's like, if you want to be president, talk to people. You don't need a fucking index card to talk to people. They're your people, talk to them. But then, and you watch George W., watch him when he speaks. Watch him try and say 2 sentences without making a mistake. Poor people shouldn't have jobs. Poor people should have jobs. He's not the guy for the job. And Al Gore wasn't the guy for the job either. Neither guy is the guy for the job. And I knew that Al Gore was not the guy for the job. Right at the finish line at that silly instance down in Florida when, hello, we're Americans, we can't count. And everyone in the world now knows it. Everyone knows we can't read, but now they know we can't count either. It's like liking country and Western, And so, well, you know what I mean? France and the rest of the world's like, they are dummies, time to invade, And so at one point, George W. said, I've won, you've lost, why don't you just go home and admit it? And Al Gore shot back, well, you don't have to be snippy about it. Snippy. The word snippy told me everything I needed to know about Al Gore. No man of action that I'm going to vote for would use the word snippy. Sorry, Patton never used the word snippy. James Bond never used the word snippy. Shaft, Kojak, Beretta, Snippy never came out of their mouths. You know, MacArthur, what's that bastard Rommel doing? He's taking the north of Africa, sir, that snippy bastard. Sir, nothing, onward. No way. Because everyone would have went, oh. If you're a guy and you use the word snippy and you hang out in Banana Republic pants, you know what you are? Pussy whip, and I'm not gonna vote for you. So, he didn't get my vote either. The guy I liked with his 7-day, campaign was Donald Trump. Remember, the bored bajillionaire throws $100 million into the pot and says, hey, guess what? I'm Donald Trump. I own half the world and I'm running for president. And he just had fun. And the reason he was so refreshing is he knew he wasn't going to run. He was just having fun. He's bored. $100 million. For you, it was like a $1 bill. For him, it's like, get away from me, And so he just had fun. And the reason he was refreshing is he could tell the truth. And it's funny, you don't get to be president by telling the truth. If any one of you went up on a platform and said, here's what I think is wrong with this country and here's what we've got to do, you would alienate all kinds of people because you're not kissing their ass. And politicians, all they do is kiss ass. The whole thing of politics is never really getting anything done. It's just not having a bunch of people hate you. And that's not the job. The job is to change shit because this country needs change. Because you're not overwhelmingly happy with how things are. And every year goes by and that thing that you have a problem with never seems to really change all that much. And aren't you ready for something else? Sure. And it seems to me, it's very interesting. Well, it's very interesting to me that out of the gajillion people in America, the only two people you have running for office are two guys who you would not trust to fix your $150 used Hyundai. Think about it. Would you have George W. do anything for you? Or could you go pick me up a screwdriver? No, I'll go get it myself, George W. But yet he's our president. And there's a jillion people in this country because you're always behind them in line. And you're always behind them in traffic, and they're all morons. Everyone around you in traffic is an idiot except for you. I don't drive in Ohio. I don't know how it is here, okay? I'm sure, I know, you're the only Einstein on the road and everyone else around you is an idiot, right? Between tours, I'm essentially a bad man. And so between tours, my punishment is to live in Southern California. I have been bad in another life. And so I live in LA between tours. That's my punishment. And I take my car out amongst, in my opinion, the rudest, most arrogant, I am the only person on the road drivers I have ever dealt with in my life. They're just out for a drive. Turn signals, never use them. You're supposed to know the body language of my car and know where I want to go. If you were on the same spiritual page as me, you know that I'm just going to kind of take this lane right now and scare the shit out of you. And you see this thing that in LA a lot. You see the phenomenon of the 110-pound woman driving the 5-ton SUV. It's hilarious. It's like little Timmy driving his dad's John Deere tractor around the potato field, like barely gets the head above the dashboard, like driving me. What was that? That was a Toyota full of kids. And people just drive, and I know how you are. You get in a car, you want to go somewhere. You're on a mission, even if it's to the 7-Eleven. You're on a mission, you're going from A to B. You want to get out of the car, do the thing, get back in the car, and get back to the next thing or the thing that you were doing before. You don't want to I'm just going to drive around because I have no life. Of course you have a life. And I don't know what it is in Southern Cal. People seem to get in their car and just roam around. And there's this thing with green lights in that town. You're behind the lead car at an intersection, the light turns green, and nothing happens. You're standing there, the light's been green like 10 seconds, 11, 12, and you look through the glass. What is this person doing? Hello? On the phone, dicking around with a palm pad, drinking some Frappuccino, an $8 cup of coffee took 40 minutes to make, has like 900 calories in it, has a 1 drop of coffee, 99 parts crap, and they're like, the lights is green. Well, it's not the right shade of green. I'm not really motivated to drive. My crystal decrees that I sit. And I am from the East Coast, where I was born and raised amongst psychos who were like adrenaline freaks, caffeinated, just nuts, who get in their car and you know, if you're in New York and you are the lead vehicle at the intersection and the light turns green, if you are not on your rear two wheels, this weekend it's the mongoose and the cobra in the battle of death. Watch these two fierce, ferocious, fuel-injected funny cars go down the highway of death to death or glory. Don't miss it. This race is gonna fuck the taste out of your little sister's mouth. Who's at the sports arena? Tickets are available. Be there. You know what I'm talking about. And so if you don't have like blue smoke coming from the back tires of your car, you offend the rest of Manhattan. You're like, hurry up, I gotta go, beep, 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 and everyone's mad. And so I come from that. So when you don't drive at the green line, I'm like, and there's this thing in California where you're not supposed to use the horn. All cars have them, but if you go, everyone looks in at you like, whoa, man. What's that about, man? You better look inside, man. You better get in touch with that angry person, man. Because you just harshed my mellow. Okay? Whoa. And so I love using the horn in that town. Here's the way I have fun in traffic in LA. In my car, I have a 3 CD changer. CD 1 and 2 changes all the time. CD 3 has not left the changer for about 24, 25 months. It is the last full studio album by the great band Slayer. In this day and age, when hard metal bands and hard music bands are making these unbelievably pussified records. Like, we used to go, it is my destiny. Now they're like, they bring in like the 5 huge women in the white diaphanous gowns playing recorder. Bad synth. What the fuck happened to these bands? Or when the band's ego becomes so huge, they can't play their music with guitars and drums and basses and vocals anymore, they need an orchestra to play the music. You know? We're no longer a rock band, we're actually composers, if you will. And our songs aren't really songs, they're pieces. Not unlike Beethoven, Chopin, or Brahms. And that's why we have this huge Philharmonic orchestra going, gum, 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 gum. And so in this day and age with all the heavy-duty bands, let's go, we're pussies now. Slayer, thankfully, is sticking to their story. They released the most brain-damaging, fucking intense record of their entire career is the last one. You put it on, your lawn dies, you've killed your sister. It's unbelievably fun. Every song, destruction will come. It's unbelievable. They take 3 intense bands' shit and compress it into 1 CD. They are so intense. And the new record, if you put it in your car and drive, you will kill people. You will come home, you'll get out of your car not realizing anywhere you've been. The drive will just be this, you'll tell the cops later, all I know is, I got in my car, and then I was getting out of my car, and I heard an old woman underneath the car going, please God, make it stop. And that's all I remember. Oh yeah, I remember at one point I went up on the sidewalk, and then before I knew it, I was home. Gone, he's away, okay. It is the funnest record to drive to, because you'll drive just like you should be, like furious and with efficiency, and with hate. And so, when I see that I'm the second in line at the intersection, I look through the window to see what the driver ahead of me is doing. Of course, we're on the phone, we're sketching in the Palm Pilot, we're drinking the Frappuccino, we're holding a crystal and looking out the window, thinking about the colors of our boss's aura that we're going to see today. There's a lot of blue coming off. He must be an Aries in the 5th house. I've got to throw some tarot cards on him soon. Well, you can do all this shit at a red light and not make me mad. It's a red light. Do whatever you want. So there I am, getting ready to go, engines warmed up. And I see the light is green, walk, and then all of a sudden, don't walk, don't walk, don't, which means 5 seconds until the light changes. Okay, 5 seconds until green light. I will give you 5 seconds of grace at a green light for you to get your shit together and go. Because when we are younger, we are harsh and judgmental to other people. He's a dick, look at his hair. You call those pants, you're a dick. We're just mean. And as you get older, hopefully you become more tolerant of people. So it used to be like 2 seconds, big fuck you! No, now I'll give you 5 seconds. Why? I'm trying to get mature. And what if you have like a stick shift car? You need a second to like get the clutch happening. Clutch out, gas down, into first. You need like 2.5 seconds to accelerate and move. I can dig it. I used to have a stick shift car myself. I know what's happening there. So I'll give you that 2.5 seconds. And hey, what the fuck? I'll give you an extra 2.5 seconds to get it together. Even if you have an automatic car, I'll give you 5 seconds. Why? I'm a nice guy now. And so, it's 5 seconds before the light turns green. I'm already undoing the driver's side window. The Slayer CD is in. I'm upping the volume. The light turns green. 5, 4, 3, 2. The Slayer's up at like hemorrhaging volume. 3, 2. The palm pad or cell phone flies out of the window. Coffee is all over the front of the SUV. They hear the Slayer. They hear the horn. They look into the rear view mirror and see my burning eyes of hatred. And they see my mouth say, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And like, ah! Ooh! And they drive. And the best part is when they have a stick shift car and you make them stall out. You freak them out so much it's like, hurrah! And the car like lunges like 7 feet ahead and just dies right on the line. And they're so freaked out they start in first. Like, and they driver's end across the intersection like, yeah! And everyone's like, ah! And you'll get a reaction from everyone around you. Like, my God, what's that music? I just killed my son. I mean, you get a real reaction to that music. And so, I put the volume down, roll the window up, and I start driving. I see everyone around me looking at me. And a few people look at me like, oh, man. You need a hug, man. You better find somebody to love, man. And then most people look at me, they're like, right on, man. I couldn't do that, but you can. And that's why we call you Hero. So, I kind of got off my point. You know there's a lot of people in this country. And so instead of having 2 cool people running for office, we have these 2 silly men. And that's why I like Trump. Because he had no intention of being president, so he told the truth for his whole week-long campaign. And it was refreshingly fun to listen to. And he did like Leno and Letterman, and he wore the $3,000 suits, and he smirked into the camera like, I'm Donald Trump. And the whole thing, the whole press op culminated on the Larry King show, where he's sitting across from Larry, and Larry's giving good TV. He knows he's just being the straight man for Donald. And he goes, so, Donald, we know you're going to be our next president, but right now you don't have a girlfriend or a wife. So when you're elected, what are you going to do for a first lady? And he says, Larry, I can have a first lady in 24 hours. Fucking right on, man. How unbelievably crass that was. And everyone thinks it's funny. It was like, yeah, fucking Donald, that's hot. Because he can. He can tear off the most incredible piece of tail in 24 hours and get it married to him and have it in a Prada outfit right next to him, holding onto his arm, and he can go, she's half my age, and we're doing it. I opened up a copy of Vogue and pointed at it and had it FedExed over to me. And that kind of power, I kind of dig that a little. A guy who's running the head office, in America, should have a little swagger. Because these guys seem so apologetic. You people are good people, good American people, and I want to do all I can for you to have an age of prosperity. So all black people can be poor. All poor people are black. All people will have a chance not to be black. No, oh shit! Just vote for me, you goddamn bastards! You know, good old George W. working hard for you on a Saturday night. And I like the idea of Donald just walking in going like, I can have a first lady, like, bam, right now, let's get it on, America. And of course he's not going to be elected, but someone being that candid was so refreshing. When you hear these campaign slogans and promises and debates, and it's just so, it's not inspiring at all. So I've had this fantasy on and off all through the election campaign. What if I got elected president? Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah. I only say that because I know all of you have had your fantasy of what you would do if you ran this place, because there's some changes you would like to make in this country. I can't believe that you think everything is fine. I don't believe it. I know you've got a problem with things because you're a thinking person, right? You look at it and go, that's not right. That's fucked up. And if I was running this joint, I'd right that wrong day one. And then you find like a million things to do. You know what? When you yell from there, I really can't hear what you're saying. And this is not like an adult with a porno video. It's not interactive media. Basically, you sit, or regrettably stand, and you dig me for about the next 9.5 hours, and then I go, ha ha, thank you, and you go, gee, that was great. But past that, I really can't reach you. So just let me warble on. But anyway, so all of you have had that fantasy of like, if I ran this motherfucker, we would get some shit done, because so many things sorely need doing. And so if I ran, I wouldn't have some corny campaign platform like the United American Peoples for people who want to be united in America in 2001. Huh? I would have the Fuck Your Freedom in 2001 campaign. And the CNN guys would be going, how could you say that? Freedom is the very bedrock upon which this country is founded. I'm like, oh, fuck you. No, it's not. We would not know what to do with freedom in this country. We do not have freedom, and we do not have equality. This country works on privilege. You know it, and I know it. And that's the way it's been for centuries, and that's just how it is for now. I would love to see a little equality. Half the city would fucking burn, but it'd be really interesting. I go, okay, time for equality, run! Because shit would be falling down and blowing up, but after the bodies were scraped away, well, actually all the same pricks would be in charge again, but it's a beautiful thing to think about. So, if I was elected president with the Fuck Freedom campaign, I would have so much fun. Day one, I would take care of the Ku Klux Klan, because those guys really bug me. It's kind of like America's primordial tail that refuses to drop off. You're like, would you drop off my ass, please? No, we're part of America. No, you're not. Not anymore, because we're not in the fucking dark ages. And the other day, those guys adopted a piece of highway somewhere in the South. And that means there's signs for 35 miles. The Ku Klux Klan has adopted this piece of highway. Hail Satan, right on. Don't litter, burn a church. What do you say? And a lot of people went, whoa, how about as a goof, just for a kick in the head, how about we all evolve and not have signs on the side of the road that say the Ku Klux Klan? And so it's their right, it's their freedom to adopt a piece of highway. Okay, I'm tired of the Klan. You're tired of the Klan. So what are we gonna do? Take baseball bats, go down there and bash their heads in? No, man, we'll dig it, man. That makes us like them. And everyone goes, oh, the thugs beat up the thugs. That's like some Orwellian nightmare. I'm the president, right? You gotta do what I say. For a week before I got assassinated. Okay, so you're with me, and so we're gonna do it my way this time. Okay, here's my concept. So we can have fun while we rid the country of the Klan. You gotta have a little fun with change, because change is hard. So let's put a little bit of fun in the mix. Here's my idea. Because I'm the president, I can do whatever I want. I can have millions of dollars at my disposal. So I'd grab a bunch of millions, and I would go to the Tommy Hilfigers and the Calvin Kleins and the Versaces of the fashion world, and I'd have them make me really wild, avant Klan outfits. Variations of the basic Klan outfit theme, but they can use any kind of cloth they want, veneer, taupe, whatever they want, like wild hoods. Okay, and so I'd have them crank out the most incredibly revealing, hot Klan outfits. Then I would get about 1,000 men to be the Klan Chaos Insurgents team. And they would be my team that would wreak havoc with the Klan. Now, with this team, unfortunately, I must draw some lines in the sand, and some of you would not be able to join. First off, you'd have to be male. Sorry, ladies, but it's a focus group. I've got plenty of work for you all to do. Well, someone's got to wash the gowns and hoods, okay? Only kidding, come on. This isn't a concept. Just let me go on. Okay, shh. So, you've got to be a guy, and also, you have to be gay. But a silly name for a white hate group. I'm the Grand Dragon. I'm in a bed sheet. Take me seriously. Okay, Chief. I'll see what I can do. So anyway, he said we'll be coming 400 strong to march in, Manhattan to show the power of the Klan. And Giuliani had to give into it, where he should have went fuck you, but he didn't. He went, okay, it's your freedom as an American. And I don't know, 17 showed up, which basically said either the Klan are a bunch of pussies, or they couldn't afford the bus fare, or they couldn't get out of their trailer home, they couldn't get their finger dislodged from their daughter, whatever it was. Whatever the problem was. Well, I don't know, were you down there? I wasn't down there, were you? Okay, what do you know? You know the same as me, you know nothing. You know nothing! So I don't know, but all I know is there's only a handful led by the Grand Doodah of the Klan. And so anyway, so they would say they're marching in Manhattan. Out of nowhere, in comes the Klan Chaos Team. In pink, in mauve, taupe, wild clown outfits. Boing, 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 into the parade. And the real clans all of a sudden just dissolve into 1,000 people. God damn it, get out of our parade! And all of a sudden they're just drowned out. They're these little white dots in the middle of an explosion of colors and hemlines and fashions and pogo sticks, and everyone would have in-ear walkie-talkies. And as soon as I saw that CNN, NBC, MSNBC, and all the news agencies were there, cameras on, I go, all right, man, hoods off! Plan 2. Hoods come off, men start grabbing men start putting their tongues in each other's mouths. Men start lifting up each other's robes, jamming each other up against mailboxes. Oh yes, Cedric, give it to me, right on. Yeah, and so the cameras zoom in. Well, the Ku Klux Klan came to Manhattan and they're engaging in now normal Klan behavior. Boing, boing, boing. And America goes, whoa! The Klan is queer, they're here, deal with it, right on. And so instead of having the Grand Doodah of the Klan make his really stupid, veiled, racist asshole statement, we're not racist, we're just standing up for the rights of the white man. Well, the white man has all the rights anyway, so it's kind of a waste of words. So instead of him making his quasi-racist statement, he would be thrown into a phone booth and duct taped into it so he can't get God damn it, you son of a bitch, just let me out. And we let anyone else from the Klan insurgents team be the Grand Dragon that day. Go up to the semicircle of CNN cameras and microphones. Hello, I'm the Grand Dragon of the Klan. My name is Francis. You can call me Fran or Frank or Francis or Hot Thing or whatever you want. And our statement to you is, we love your city. This place is fucking hot. We're all the way up here from Atlanta and other parts down south for the entire weekend. We want your ecstasy, your ketamine, your dance floors, and all your hot boys. Let's get it on New York City! And they would be there all weekend, throwing up in clubs, getting dragged out, and their Klan outfits out covered in puke and beer. Fucking party down! And they'd have to be just shoveled out on Monday morning. And every single time the Klan would march, God damn it, here they go, boing! I was yay, the Klan is here! And the Klan would go back to their own hometowns, and people would be sitting there where all judgments are made in small southern towns, at the barber shop, and the guys walk by and there's all those old men sitting there chewing on pig's knuckles I seen you up there in the north, you kissing on men, you goddamn son of a bitch. You Klan, you fag bastard, you. I was gonna have my grandson join the Klan, but not now, because the Klan are just a bunch of fags, you son of a bitches. Goddamn it, get away from my son, you guys are perverted. And the Klan would just get no more members. And finally they would just have to go, oh goddamn it, this is just too much of a pain in the ass to do anymore. And we could eBay all the Klan outfits, and all the pogo sticks. We could make a series out of it. It would be a great 4-video box set the day the Klan died, parts 1 through 4, and no one would get hurt, and everyone would get everybody's phone number. We could hang out later and have great conventions and laugh about it a year from now. It'd be so much better than what those guys do and beating them up because they're pricks, you know. So anyway, that's day one of the administration, and I think so. If you're going to be a good president, you need to break a few eggs and hurt a few feelings to affect change. So I would have to also be fascist leader. I would have to exercise my almighty right to do all kinds of shit that really needs to be done. And so I would have to have a security team that kind of matches my new authoritarian position. So instead of polite men in dark blue suits with sunglasses and wires in their ears, the Secret Service, I would have huge worldwide federated wrestler guys, huge oiled men with samurai top knots, with Uzis and shoulder holsters who just walk around behind you like Farrakhan's guys. Everybody in Farrakhan's security crew knows he's an asshole and knows someone wants to put a bullet in his face. Everyone who defends the president has this whole thing. Everyone likes the president, so I'm just going to stand here and be one of the people. If you see a Farrakhan lecture, there's guys with their chins on his shoulder like, I'm ready. That's how my guys would be, super paranoid. I'd be like, what's that? It's a tape recorder. All right, don't make me come over there, bitch. No, I'm sorry. That would be like really scary. They'd be like, and I'd have James Brown's band just doing instrumentals wherever I went. So whenever I walked into places, there'd be music. So there'd be never any like really boring press conference. You'd hear the music first, like and I have the MC, ladies and gentlemen, from the Oval Office. Here he is, the leader of the first world. It's the new president. My guys come in. Yeah. And I walk in, I go, bam, hit it. All right, you people have any questions? And I'd be telling press people to shut up left and right. Well, what about that time when you shut the fuck up? We're out of here, bam, hit it. Okay, so instead of having a limo, I'd have a stretch SUV. 9 gallons to the mile, real crass gas waster. Fuck you, I'm gonna be great. People are like, that's an outrage, bite me. I'm the president. Knowing I only have like 5 more days left in the administration before I'm assassinated, so why not burn some fuel and have some fun? Okay, so I would take my whole posse out to Beverly Hills, California, and take care of the music problem in this country. Okay, so we'll be driving, driver pull over, bam, hit it, going up to this mansion, door opens, oh my God, Mr. President, I can't believe you're here at my house, bam, hit it, Ms. Spears, I'm gonna tell you one time, honey, if I see you within 30 yards of a microphone, a recording studio, or a stage, I'm shipping you and your entire bloodline to Luxembourg. Try me. Slam! Bang! Hit it! Driver, take me to Yanni's house. The fun we could have. Okay, so you're thinking, why would this get you shot? This is just really good shit. Bad music goes away, the Klan goes away. What's going to get me assassinated? Here's what's going to get me assassinated. Okay, George W. is selling you on the tax cut. Oh, I'm going to save you $80 gajillion in the next 150 years. Okay, there'd be no tax cut with my presidency. In fact, I'd make you pay more tax. Fuck you. Okay, here's why. Because beyond all the potholes in all the roads, Junior's brain has a pothole in it because Junior's not getting enough education. So I would start paying teachers what they're really worth. Okay? Because teachers in America are basically the holders of our intellectual property. They get Junior into a senior in high school and kick him out into the world. And these days, Junior can't read, and Junior's getting into the world semi-literate and uncultured. And teachers have this horrible job of dodging bullets, knives, threats, and innuendos to go home to a shabby apartment to grade papers all night. And as one English teacher years ago told me, and I asked him, what are your students like? He goes, well, I have to give them Fs, but if I could, I'd give them G's and H's. They're so dumb. And he was teaching college English at a community college. And I said, they can't read? He goes, no, they can't read. I go, they get to college and they can't read? He's like, nope. So what's going on? So teachers need to be treated better, schools need to be better. We got to start kicking out more cultured and smart people into the American swim. And if you have a more cultured and educated nation, you can't sell an educated, cultured person on homophobia, misogyny, the Klan, or junk food, Ally McBeal. All that stuff would go away. The primordial tail would fall off. And it's that the non-tax cut, which would get me assassinated. No tax cut. Booyah! I'd be dead. So the Fuck Freedom Administration would last one glorious 5.5 to 7 day period, and then we'd go right back to normal. Britney's gearing up for a new tour, the Klan is adopting highways, and everyone would pay $7 less a year, and things would just go, ooh. Ally McBeal picks up another Emmy, but I can just say, I tried. You know, and I just hope that our president doesn't get us into a war and doesn't embarrass us too much on a global scale. I hope he doesn't call Yasser Arafat buddy during some intense meeting. Now, buddy, you know, oh no, Yassir's mad. Here we go. He's gonna do something really stupid. You know, he's never been to England. Oh man, here's a guy who doesn't even know what a bidet is. Now, goddammit, there's some goddamn faggy toilet in the bathroom with faucet on it. Oh, oui, monsieur, there's a bidet. Oh man, you know they have that presidential bloopers video at 2 in the morning on cable? There's like 80 presidents on one video cassette. He's gonna get an accordion-sized box set of his own. From like the 9 video set, year 1. You know, you know, we hotly sought after like the second seasons of the Soprano on DVD. Everyone will be waiting for December 2002. Come on, man, bring it on. So I'm just hoping he doesn't get us blown up. And I hope he doesn't get us invaded. You know, like I thought after Miami with the Dade County vote thing being all screwed up, or wherever the thing went down, I thought the countries of the world went, okay, America doesn't have it together. The emperor's clothes are off. Let's attack. And so I started getting paranoid. Are we going to get invaded? Because we wouldn't know what to do if we had foreign invasion on these shores. Because the only thing you fear in this country is Americans. Think about it. In Kenya, you're afraid of lions, leopards, mambas, cobras, Ebola, and like some weird blood-sucking insect that can drain your body's fluids in 40 seconds. I don't know. But in America, the only thing you fear is taxes and Americans. Psycho, drug-toting, gun-shooting Americans. What would you do if foreign invaders came to these shores? You'd come out with your remote like, pause, pause. And after giving it much thought, I have come to the conclusion that we will not have a foreign invasion on these shores, and I will disclose why we will not have foreign invasion in about 5 hours from now. So, abruptly switching topics from the politic, I will go to something else. Something I saw last year, which I know, we're in Cleveland, you people gotta be able to identify with this, man. Last summer, I was on tour with the guys in the band. We're going all over the world. And it becomes clear, we find out, that the band KISS, our drummer's favorite band, is doing their last ever tour of the world. And they're doing one last Southern California show. This means a lot to our drummer. And he calls me, hey man, KISS is doing the last tour of the entire world. You know, you can judge a KISS fan by basically the colored belt in martial arts. You know, there's a red belt KISS fan, there's like a blue belt KISS fan. Our drummer is like 6th degree black belt KISS fan. You know, you can ask him anything, the most minute, thing about KISS, and instead of going like, oh, get a life, he'll sit for 20 seconds and pause. Well, actually, that's a very good question that you ask. Well, here, I have that information here in this box. Come with me. I mean, the guy's really into it. And so he calls me and he goes, hey man, KISS is doing their last ever tour, and we've been trying to get tickets and we can't find any good tickets. Can you get us tickets? I love the naivete that these guys operate under, where they think, I have pull in the music industry. Oh yeah, I'll call Gene tomorrow. Hey Gene Simmons, it's Henry. Yeah, it's Henry, your old buddy. I need a whole bunch of free tickets, okay? No problem. You already have my address. You came over for drinks last week, right? Tell Mick and Keith I said hi. Click. I have no pull in the music industry whatsoever. I make records no one hears. I make videos no one sees. I am nobody. I am serving Lenny Kravitz his coffee. I go to VH1 only to dump out the cigarette urns. I am no one. So like, can you get me KISS tickets? I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll get right on it. Whatever. And so I call management. I go, is it possible that we can buy or scam Kiss tickets? And he goes, that's pretty impossible. Let me work on it. And so he calls like Kiss's people. I don't know how you get the number for Kiss's people. Okay, Kisses, Kiss merchandising, Kiss trucking, Kiss's people. Hello, I'm one of Henry Rollins' people. Who's he? Okay. Agent alternative icon had a moment in the 90s with a single called Liar that was on MTV for 7.5 minutes. It's the only song anyone ever knows that he ever did, even though he's done 29 albums in his 21-year career. Hello? Hello? Okay. So, I don't know what the manager's gonna do. So he gets in touch with someone or whoever. Anyway, word gets back to us that the only way to get on a will call list or a guest list of Kiss is to be personally okayed by Gene or Paul. Yeah, and you're like, oh well, our chances just went from 0 to sub-0. Because like, you're not gonna get to Gene and Paul. They're Gene and Paul from Kiss. Now, your arms are too short to box with that one. You know, you ain't gonna make it. And so I go, oh well, it's out of my hands now. And so I guess our manager went to our agent who kind of knows their agent, whatever. Word gets back to us. We've been given 12 tickets and all access backstage passes for their show. My reaction was, woo-woo. Woo-woo, cool. I'm not going. I got no intention of going to see Kiss. I don't hate Kiss. I'm not one of the initiated. It's my last night home between tours when this gig is going to go down. I'm a typical male, a typical adult male. I live alone, in my underwear, in my house. Weekend nights for me is sitting hunched over the laptop, dicking out some other guy for something on eBay. Bid. Yes! Yes! I own the thing that you wanted, I now have it. I don't even know what the fuck the thing is, but it's mine, and now it's mine. And somehow I've just won like 6 Carol Burnett rerun videos. But 19 other people wanted them, they're mine now. Me king, give me my screwdriver. And that's how I'm living, and that's what I want to do with my last night, at home. And so I had no intention of going, and I called the guitar player and the bass player who lived down the street from me, and I said, hey, guess what? Free Kiss tickets and backstage passes. And they're like, hey man, that's really cool. Call the drummer. Jason, free Kiss tickets and all access backstage passes. All you could hear was the body hitting the ground. So, needless to say, the guy's into it. I mean, it's his favorite band. He's on the guest list for the last time he's ever going to see him. It's a kind of a cool way to say goodbye to your heroes. So, the day comes up, and it's Saturday. It's time to go see Kiss. And like I said, I'm not going. I got stuff to do. Actually, I have fuck all to do, and I intend on doing exactly that on my last night home. Live in my underwear, be the king of my living room, and kind of stand there and say, this is mine. I'm so lonely. But, So anyway, I'm not going to go. And I also know that the gig is in a place called San Bernardino. Okay, there's some laughter over here. That's the laughter of the grateful survivor of San Bernardino. Someone who's been there and lived through it. These people aren't there tonight. Why? Because they don't want to die! San Bernardino is one of the roughest pockets of Southern California. California, a lot of people, they go, everyone's mellow and everyone's nice. California is a great place to get murdered. It is a really tough place. And there's these pockets of California that are so scary. And San Bernardino is one of the scarier ones. If you want to meet, like, white power, Hell's Angel, meth dealing, have killed their own mothers with their hands, have done time in weird gladiator prisons like Pelican Bay where they learn to fight and stab and rape and maim. Men who have tattoos on their faces and hands like killer across their neck. Men who will stab you in the face as soon as look at you. Go to San Bernardino because the place is lousy with them. If you ever one day in your life looked around your town and noticed that all the El Caminos have gone, remember that car with a long pickup thing in the back that was never driven by a pussy, always driven by a maniac, always parked outside the laundromat, strip club, liquor store, ammo store, strip mall thing. And men who get out of it always slam the door real hard because they're always kind of pissed off all the time. They get out, wham! Come out with 30-06 ammunition and a 12-pack of malt liquor, get back in. Yahoo! They drive their cars hard, they ride their horses hard, they beat their women hard. They're the men who drive El Caminos. And when one day they were all gone, poof, gone. Did they go to car heaven? No, they went west to San Bernardino. All those vans with the weird heavy metal thing painted on the side, all of a sudden they went away around 1980 something. Where have they gone? To junkyards everywhere. Oh, no. They went west. They now are driven around by psychotic drug peddlers in San Bernardino. Where have all the mullets gone? Long time passing. They've gone west to San Bernardino. You haven't seen a mullet for years. Oh, go to San Bernardino. They're everywhere in San Bernardino. It's a new hairstyle. People have like 7-year-old, 10-year-old ones that come all the way down to here. The lion mane mullet. So anyway, I know the people of San Bernardino are mean, mullet-wearing, drug-taking psychopaths, van driving, El Camino driving, murderers. And they're going to be at a KISS show. This is going to be the ugliest of the ugly, the meanest of the mean, the homicidalist of the homicidal. And I'm going. I've got to go. My drummer called me up and said, man, you got to come with us. It wouldn't be the same without you, man. I totally caved in. His enthusiasm, his passion. I was like, I'll be there, man. I slammed down the phone. What the fuck was I thinking? But you make a promise. And so the sun is setting, and I get in the car, and me and the other guys, we drive out to San Bernardino to the Blockbuster Pavilion, a huge outdoor earthen amphitheater with a band shell. And the parking lot is a golf course-sized piece of land, huge acreage. You just kind of park your vehicle and walk down the trail to the amphitheater. I get out of the car to see hundreds of huge 6'4" muscle tattooed mulleted men staggering around on like beer, wild turkey, pot, PCP, crystal meth, coke, crack, smack, acid, anything. And they're flicking their mullets back and they're conversing in this weird guttural monotone. Like, look at these guys. If you've ever been to like a Walgreens or a Walmart, one of those 24-hour supermarket, automotive, hunting supply, household places that have kind of a little bit of everything, and you see that 4-foot tall, 3-foot wide, mulleted woman in like the Lycra shorts that press all the cellulite, gelatinous oatmeal down, where the kneecap becomes this black hole. And the gelatinous oatmeal's all around, and the calves are elephantine from all the cellulite being pressed down, and they're usually wearing that like moo-moo top or some kind of really intense tube top that pushes the cellulite and the breast tissue up to where it's right underneath the chin. And they have a black or blonde permed mullet, and they are pushing one of those extra wide carts holding 3 like a little troglodyte demon spawn. Webbed hands, double thumbs, gills on the neck, little primordial tail poking out from the diapers, cleft palates, hair lip, low cranium, that angry, confused look of Down's syndrome. And they're like, and they always break into the food. They're drinking shampoo and eating tampons, like chewing on a can of Quaker State oil. And with one hairy, muscled forearm, the woman is able to haul off and crack all 3 of them in one huge swipe and saying, I thought I told you to shut up! And the kids have had their little craniums dashed in so often they no longer feel the pain. They're just like, and they're like, who are these people? And how do these little kids get into the world? Who inseminates these people? The men of the KISS Army do. Because that's what the girlfriends look like. And the men are standing outside of their van, which has the huge heavy metal dude pushing the sword into the sky with a heavy metal woman at the man's foot, huge bosoms around the man's leg as she holds onto his leg and looks wantonly up at his nutsack like it holds universal knowledge. And the man's like, I have no time for you, I must hold my scimitar aloft. And these men are standing in front of the vans with their women in like this death embrace. So they don't want their little troglodyte to waddle away and get like raped or murdered or, you know, something in the bushes, you know, so they're holding on. And in their arms, like this coat of arms. In one hand is a joint, the other hand is a bottle of Jägermeister, Wild Turkey, Jack Daniels, malt liquor, something. Stimulants on each hand, and they're holding their little troglodyte. They're kind of rocking back and forth, talking to the other troglodyte man. And like 6'4", 6'4", I don't know, and the women are down here, and every vehicle is blaring Kiss at like hemorrhaging volume. So the air is rife with the smell of pot, and you hear, oh, I wanna rock and roll. Oh my God, it's the Kiss Army in full force. Now, usually around every spring, these people will rut inside their trailer home, and about 30 days after that, the woman will drop a large leathery egg sac from her loins. And this thing holds about 100 to 150 embryos inside. And the gestation period is 30 to 31 days, depending on the rainfall and the time of year. And you all know this, you know this. And the embryos will actually feed on each other to where there's about a dozen left at the end of the gestation period. And then it comes time for them to break through with their reptilian teeth, and they get through the leathery egg sac. And then the survivors will attack the ones who come out last and eat them and the afterbirth and the leathery egg sac. So out of 150 embryos, you are left with 3 little gladiator demon hellspawn. They come out of the egg sac already with a mullet, factory installed tattoos on their face, hands, and neck, and with crystal meth already coursing through their bloodstream. By age 2, they're doing meth. By age 4, they're dealing meth. By age 6, they have killed their first person. By age 8, they're riding Harleys and dealing crank to bikers up and down the California coast. And so these people have brought their evil demon seed to the gig. And all the moms have painted up their little boys and girls as the members of Kiss. So these knee-high people are stabbing and raping each other in little Kiss outfits. So down here like, and then 4'1", and then minute 64, and it's like really an intense scene. And I am trying to walk through them unnoticed and unknown, so I don't want to get killed. Because that's the kind of guy you look at, and you can never look at them without offending them. You know those guys who kind of lurk around places, and you look at them and they're like, what's your fucking problem? You're like, oh God! And so I'm trying to get through them. Don't get killed. Don't get killed. I'm walking. I'm tiptoeing through the mutants. I'm just getting through it. And I hear from behind me, hey! Keep walking, doesn't mean a thing to me. Hey, Henry! It's not the most common name, but you hear it every once in a while, so that's some Henry over there. Hey, Henry Rollins! Now I'm just in denial. I'm just not gonna have it. All of a sudden, this huge hand comes down on my shoulder and spins me around. It is the mullet man. He's looking down at me. Hey, man! And then the accusation. You're Henry Rollins! I am. And then I lifted up and shook. I love your shit, man! Bam! And the guy proceeds to tell me what every song on every record I've ever done did for him. Oh man, 1987, man, you put out that record, Hot Animal Shooting, that song Black and White. Okay, I just killed my first guy, right? I was like 7 years old, and I got put in juvie because admittedly I was a little fucked up, right? Okay, and then I came out of that 1988, man. You put out Lifetime, that first song. Oh man, I killed the whole family with that album, man. I fucking love you for that, man. Hey, look, everybody, it's Henry Rollins. He's holding me by my neck, holding me up in there. Look, it's Henry Rollins. All these guys throw their troglodyte to the side. I don't do good. Man, I love your shit. Here's your turn. Here, I love your shit. I love your shit. Right on, bro. Here, want to rape my woman? No thanks. Trying to cut down. And so I'm meeting the troglodytes and good to meet you, son. Love the gills. Good. Fantastic. Gets you catch a lot of food with that lobster hand of yours. Fantastic. Looking good. And so I'm meeting all these people that are being really cool to me. And yeah, they're on drugs. Yeah, they're psycho. Yeah, they're some of America's lowest common denominator. They're mutants, but now they're my lowest common denominator mutants. So I was like, fucking A, they like me and I like them. Because it is impossible not to like someone who likes you. Have you ever tried that? I hate your fucking guts. I like you. Shit. I don't like you very much. I like you. Damn it! Okay, you can't do it. So they won me over. So now they're my mutants. So I'm wending my way through the mutants. We stand in this line with a bunch of mulleted men waiting at the will call line to get tickets. I nearly get in a fight with a mulleted man who turns around, notices me, and says, "Hey man, are you here to get your KISS tickets?" And instead of saying, "Yes," I went, "Oh, no, I'm just here because I love standing in line 70 miles away from where I live." And then his head starts going, the arms come out, that whole like, the inquiry to your health. What's your fucking problem? And so I go, easy, mullet man, get back in line. You like lines? Yeah, you're right, I like lines. Yeah. And so we get our tickets and we get our laminates and we go to the gate where we're, patted down, male security check, some big man in a Lacoste tennis shirt and a flat top and no neck. "All right, sir, go ahead. Have a nice time rocking out," or whatever you pussies do at these gigs. Those guys never like rock and roll. You see them like standing like the centurions at the gate looking at the crowd. The band is playing over their heads. They hate the band. They hate you. They don't rock at all. I'm here just because I lost my job guarding the 7-Eleven and now I'm guarding the Black Crows. So fuck you. So they always kind of stand there like, "All right, nail body search." And so we got by them, and we went up to the usher guy, and I held up my ticket. I said, "Sir, where do we go?" And I'm expecting him to take my ticket, look at it, and go, "Oh man, you should have got here at noon. You have a long walk up yon mountain, way away from the stage. Do you see where the clouds are hitting the top of the mountain? It is there you will meet the Sherpa guides, and they will take you by yak all the way up to your seats. Where the kids have been there since Lollapalooza, the ones who take picnic baskets in 8th graders and make a huge fire and run around the fire all night going, whoa, whoa! If you get up there by the end of the last song, I'll be surprised." I thought we were going to get the worst seats in the house because we're getting free ones. But the guy looks at the ticket and he goes, "Wow, come with me." He's very impressed. He takes us down towards the front of the stage. We're going over, down, over, down, over, down. We're like 10th, 15th row center. They're like $80, $100 tickets. "Thanks, Gene. Thanks, Paul. Pretty fucking cool." I was like, woo. Our drummer, he's got the best seats in the house. The last time he's ever going to see the band, and he's on the guest list with an all-access backstage pass around his neck. He's looking at the sky like, "Thank you, God." And anyway, the opening band is on stage. Your buddy, Ted Nugent. Right. A guy who draws a reaction wherever he goes. And I bet about 2% of you in this building have one of his records. But all of you have a reaction to the guy. No one goes, "Oh yeah, Ted Nugent." Okay. He's always like, "Ted Nugent, oh, he's great, oh, what a dick," or whatever. It's always a reaction. And so the Nuge is on stage playing. And I used to go see the Nuge back in the old days, like 1880. I used to see Nugent. I saw the tour that Double Live Gonzo was recorded for. That's how far back I go with the Nuge. And in those days, he would play and he would blow you away. You'd walk out of there in 9 pieces. His band would beat the crap out of you. They were really good. They were playing 300 nights a year. They come out in t-shirts and jeans with like bad gear, no pyro, no light show, and just do it for you for like 2.5 hours and just break you into pieces. It's like one of the best bands I've ever seen in my life. And I haven't seen the guy play for like 25 years, so I'm standing in front of the Nuge. And some of those early records, I hear them now, and the Pavlovian bells and whistles still go off in my brain. I bought Cat Scratch Fever when it came out. I was 16. And whenever I hear, I'm like, I punch 2 people out. I can't help it. It's like so deep in my frontal lobes. And so anyway, he's playing. He's got the big hollow body guitar out, and he sounds really great. I'm like, damn, man, he's awesome. And then he comes to the end of the song, and the whole gig takes a rapid downturn into the sewer because he starts talking, and it's such a turnoff. He goes, "I'm gonna play so sexy tonight. I'm gonna have all the faggots eating pussy." And the old guy goes, "Huh? Well, wow." Then you see every 5th guy going like this. "There's a faggot in here? No way! Get out of town!" And so I'm like, "Oh, Nuge, don't talk, just play." And so he goes into another 2 songs, and he comes to the end, and he goes, if you don't speak English, get the fuck out of my country. I'm like, oh, no, I want to leave. I hate that kind of attitude. It's so fucking, it's so not rock and roll, you know? Rock and roll is like, we can all, you know, get down, and it doesn't have to be any rules. And he's like, get out of my country. I'm like, oh, get out of mine, you know? And I think if you don't speak English, like, what if you don't speak English and you're at this gig tonight? You don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, you know? But if you don't speak English and you live here, don't leave. No, man, just learn English. It'll only take you an hour and a half. All you need is 50 key phrases and about 20 words. Americans use about 0.5% of the English language. All you need to learn is stop staring at my tits. Fuck you, you're fired. I was here first. That's mine. And like, no more credit. You know, you don't need much, and you'll be fine. You can get here from Budapest today, and by noon you can run IBM. Learn English on your lunch hour. One lunch hour. So if you don't speak English, take a minute. Learn, you'll be fine. But anyway, when the news said that, I was hoping no one would respond, and thankfully hardly anyone did. A few people here and there went, ooh, but I think that's the kind of person who goes, ooh, no matter what anyone on the stage says. So I was kind of happy no one gave him the big Nuremberg affirmation. You know, so that was good. But mercifully, the Nuge went away 2 more songs later, and at the height of his stage show, he takes a bow, an arrow, and he shoots an arrow at a guitar hanging there, and some confetti came out of it, and a firecracker went off. And everyone went, you don't have a budget, do you? So he went away. And now it's time for the 20-minute changeover before Kiss comes out and everyone around me starts power partying. And you see men in skin-tight 501 jeans pulling out 12 packs of beer out of their pants. Like, how the fuck did you get that out? There are women pulling like gallons of wild turkey out of a bra strap. Men setting up PCP labs, telescopes, rocket-powered grenade launchers, mortars, you know, like lookout towers. I mean, how'd they get all the lumber in? You know, all the... What's going on? How'd they get it in? Here's how you get all this stuff into a gig. It's because of the male body search, not into it factor. It's the lowest guy in the totem pole in a security team who has to search all the men going into a gig. Okay, rock, scissors, paper, go! Rock, crushing scissors, you gotta feel up all the alien men. Fuck! And that's the guys, the new guys on the security team have to stand there at the gate. Hold on a minute, sir. Male body search, and with their hands, they must touch a man. It's a job they really don't want to do. So the first 10 guys get searched righteously. Hold on, sir. Male body search. Okay, no sidearm. 38 in the ankle, no dagger. Oh, what's this? Pager, okay, no problem. What? Cell phone, all right. Colostomy bag, weird but legal. Okay, sir, go in, rock on, or whatever you little pussy's doing there. By guy 10, it's like, all right, sir, go ahead. By guy 150, it's like, just go ahead. Don't you want to frisk me? No, I don't want to fucking touch you. So you can like basically bring in anything you want. And so everyone's like, just power ingesting. And then I remember like 5 minutes before the band goes on, everyone's like, where the fuck am I? Why am I here? And then the lights go down. Phantom bombers come out of the sky and strafe the crowd with napalm. Cannons go off. Fire, flames, sparks, incredible noise. Ah, my arm! Body parts flying through the air. Hell has unleashed Kiss on the stage. The band goes into Detroit Rock City. It takes 3 full minutes for the smoke and the fire and the sparks to clear. And there they are, like 9 feet tall. I did not know for how many minutes I was standing there with my right fist in the air. I don't remember getting up there. I looked over, I was like, what are you doing? They rock. Fuck it, he's right. So there I am, like, they're amazing. They come out there like, ready to rock you, and like Gene's like, the tongue is all down here, pickpocketing people in the front row, grabbing flies out of the air. Fucking amazing. You know, and Gene and Paul Stanley's doing all of his shit. Hello, people! It's awesome, and the song is great. Everyone likes that song. It's kind of one of those guilty pleasures. You know, I don't like that song, and you're alone in the car, you're turning on like, fuck it. You know when you're driving in a car and you look over and you see someone totally letting it loose? They're like... And they look over and they don't even give a fuck. They're like, that's right. So there I am doing that kind of shower singing where you're really letting it loose, but you really don't know any of the words to the song except for one or two words in the chorus. And that doesn't stop anybody with any soul from singing. And there I am with like 100 million dB of Kiss coming at me. I'm like, summer say, how does that? It's in the car, it's woo! And the drummer Jason looks over at me. I'm like, summer cut! And he looks at me, he's like, right on. And all I know was like, get up! So I'm something gonna get down! Got down to Detroit. And so I'm singing away, and they come to the end of the song, and Paul Stanley, the band's like, you know, lead vocalist, frontman, San Bernardino! And I've been to a million of those shows, and I never understood why the guy yells out the name of the city. Like if I said that, Cleveland! You're like, yeah? There's like 300 of you here tonight. If I stayed long enough, I could get on a first name basis with all of you. There's no need to remind you we're in Cleveland. We all know we're in Cleveland. You know what I'm talking about? If I go, hello Cleveland! You're like, what's your damage? But now I see it. Because when he went, San Bernardino! Everyone went, that's where I am. Oh yeah! And that's why they have Kiss in like 90-foot high letters in light bulbs and behind her like, oh yeah, that's why I paid $80 to see. I'm seeing Kiss and I'm in San Bernardino. Ooh! And then he told us where we were, how glad he was to see us, and then for the first of 50 times that night, Paul Stanley told me how much he loves me. I love you! Now, at first, being quite honest, being a normally emotionally unavailable male, I was very resistant to Paul's amorous advances. Like, here's some man like, I love you! And my first thought was, hey, you don't even know me. How could you love me? And you know when someone lays that on you, you're like, I love you, man. It freaks you the fuck out. Not on a guy-to-guy thing, just that anyone could love you. Remember when you were younger, someone goes, I love you, and you're like, ugh! What's the matter, don't you believe me? No, that's the problem, I do believe you. Ugh! How could you like me? And you get into that whole thing, no one could like me. I am thoroughly unlikable. And it's a reverse ego trip, I think, because you are so into yourself, it's like a pie, and you don't want anyone else having a bite but you. So you tell everyone, I am the black thing that walks the face of the scorched earth. I am this thing that lives in misery, his eyes locked upon the abyss. Knowing that all the time I look into the abyss also looks into me and finds similar emptiness. I am the dweller of the night room, one who wishes for death's cold hand to touch me on the shoulder and take me down, to take the life's pain and misery away from me with a sweet kiss of death. There is no one who could like me. You know that feeling? So I come from that school, and so when Paul goes, I love you! I'm like, get out of here! Stop toying with my frail male emotions. And so we go into another song, and it's another one of Kiss's greatest hits. You know, they're not going to bust out the new Unheard song. They wouldn't dare. They're going to give you right down the barrel all the hits you came to expect. And I don't know the words of any of these songs, but I sang along with every freaking song that night. Summer has summer to her, strutter. Took a mass of something or other. Strut. I don't know what I'm saying, but I was going for it till my voice was hoarse. And a few songs later, San Bernardino, you've made our rock and roll dreams come true. We love you. Wow. I wish I had that kind of shit going everywhere I went. You know, walk into a Denny's. Hello, people! Boots with her bar, sir. Laughing out. Sit down at the bar of the Denny's. Is that all right with you people out here tonight? Must be awesome being Paul Stanley. Everything you say gets answered back by 30,000 drugged out maniacs who love you. The Kiss Army, men getting their mullets together as they go, "Ugh." So like 5 songs later and like 30 odes of love later, I broke down, my walls came crumbling, and I just said, I love you too! And that's when I came to love Paul Stanley. I didn't think it was going to happen. I did not think I was going to find love at a Kiss gig, but oh, I gotta admit it, I did. And I went, I love you too! And no one even looked sideways. People just went, he loves us all! Ooh! And Gene spat the fire, and everyone spits fire now. Every band spits fire. Your mom will spit fire at the dinner table to make you hang out longer and eat the rice-a-roni, just so she can keep you around. Oh, I'm out of here. Look. Damn, Mom, you're intense. I'll hang out. Oh, thank you. Let's talk about feelings, you know. That's the thing. Women are always trying to get you to talk about feelings. Men go for the rope-a-dope. You know, no. Can't we just talk a little? No, look at the boner. We can't talk. My God, life is passing us by. So anyway, I'm going good, then I dig myself into the rut, and then I gotta dig my way back out. But anyway, so we're running through the songs, and the band is ripping. They're all over the stage, and I find out the youngest guy in Kiss at this time is 51 years old. And they're running around and playing rock and roll music with zero irony factor. These days you see like rock bands on stage and they just stand there, they're above rock. Rock is stupid. To rock out, to have that kind of beautiful celebratory abandon is way below them. So to see these hit bands, all right, here's our rock song. I guess you people will like that. And in this song, I'm gonna do my little guitar solo. Here it is. And the guy can't even play. There it is, rock on, ha ha ha. And the crowd's like, yeah, we're too cool for rock too, ha ha. I'm so sick of that bullshit, man. I like when bands go on and go like, all right, people, let's get down. That's why I came to the gig, to get down, not to feel cool. I came to lose my cool, not get cool. And so it's so great to see Kiss on stage like, and saying all that great stuff. You people are animals! Welcome to the San Bernardino! I'm like, fucking A, finally! Someone is out there saying the right shit. And then all of a sudden, Gene Simmons rises up in the air. Gene can fly. Well, no, you know, man, we all saw the roadie put the hook in his back with that harness he was wearing, but fuck that, who cares? We didn't see it, we're in denial. All we know is Gene is flying. And he has a weird expression on his face by the time he gets up to the second floor. He's looking down at us with this weird pursed lip like, He's doing that bass solo. What's going on with his mouth? Because for the first half of the show, he's like, look at my tongue. It's like an elephant's trunk coming out. And now he's like, no tongue. He's like, it's obvious he's got something in his mouth. Remember, like one time you came back from recess or lunch into the classroom, you were gonna spit some water or Kool-Aid at someone, and you had a mouthful of stuff, and you wanted to be so low-key no one would notice. So you overplayed the low-key thing, and you walk back in like, and you're totally telegraphing. You're like, what's in your mouth? If nothing's in your mouth, then say something. I don't want to. And then everyone's starting to put their fingers in your mouth so you spit it out. And there's Gene up there like, and everyone knows what he's got in there, cherry-colored, wintergreen flavored, syrup, because he's gonna spit blah, blah. And if Gene Simmons had $1 for every time he spat blood, he probably does have $1. He probably has like $5 every time he spat blood. He'd be a gajillionaire, which I guess he is. But he's done that stunt like 900 million times. And you'd figure he'd be like, all right, kids, here's the blood. Leave me alone. Give me a sedative and walk away from me. But he seems so into it. And he's like 3-minute bass solo, great. He's like some angry kabuki up there. The makeup is already like sweating. He looks insane. And he's way up and the lights are great. And the bass solo sounds incredible. He's like, and then finally, I will not lie. I took 2 steps back and I was like, oh, fuck. Totally tripped me out, man. And the blood goes all down his front. He's got this 9-foot tongue with this like 3-foot thing of drool. Like, and we're all being hypnotized by the drool string. Like, I'll follow you anywhere. I'll follow you anywhere. And it was really scary because of the lights and the sound, and he's up in the air floating above us going, blood, blood, blood. And it's all basically presentation because every single person in that place knows it's corn syrup. Everyone knows, but it's just the way you do it. And it reminded me of this time I saw The Exorcist with my mother. It's like 1850, right when the movie first came out. It's a Friday night, my mother goes, let's go see The Exorcist. You want to see The Exorcist? Yes, let's go. I'm like, damn, Iris, cool. I figured I'd see it someday, you know, but I didn't think I'd see it with my mom. So we get in our little VW fastback, we go out to some weird Maryland suburb, like the Academy 6, and we go in there, and my mom says, if you want to leave at any time during the movie, you just let me know, and we're out of here. I'm like, I'm 16. I'm not gonna run out of a movie theater because of Satan. Well, I'm just putting it out there. If you want to, okay, whatever. And so we're sitting there with all these other, you know, suburban people, and we're like, you know, murmuring, oh my God, there's the bedroom scene, apparently very, very shocking. The lights go down, and the movie progresses on, and there comes that scene where Linda Blair's and feeling too well, and she comes out and goes, you know, hi, Mom, I'm sick, and she urinates on the ground. Everyone in the theater goes, oh my God. You hear this like, oh! My mom tries to put her hand over my eyes. I was like, fuck you, this is hot, man. All right. Damn, and now all I have to do now is, you know, nasty, urinating baby slut in Amsterdam.com. You can now go to that website. But in these days, I'm like, damn, that's wild. And so everyone's like, oh my God, oh my God. And so the movie progresses and it gets more and more hellish as the movie goes. You've all seen it. It's like, your mother, vomit. And everyone's like, oh my God, this is horrible. And my mom's trying to cover my eyes. And by the time we get to the movie, we are all like war wounded, staggering out of the theater like, oh my God, are you okay? I think I'm going to be okay. Okay, everyone come together. We're going to lock arms and we're going to go out to our cars together just for fear of being alone, and we'll drop everyone off at their cars. Okay, we'll use this huge, like, trembling Caucasian suburban amoeba. We'll walk across the parking lot. All right, oh, that's my gremlin over there. Okay, good night. That's my Pinto over there. You drive a Pinto? Well, you know, okay. And over there, you know, bad 70s car. And okay, you have the beat-up VW fastback, you and the spastic Ritalin boy. Okay, take your screeching monkey child home. Okay. And my mom and I are driving home, and she's like, are you okay? I'm like, I hope so. God, that fucked me up. We put all the lights on the apartment that night, and like a couple of days later, my friend Ian comes up to me and goes, man, I heard The Exorcist is really intense. I said, oh man, I just saw it. You don't want to see it. It will damage you for life. He goes, wow, let's go tomorrow. I went, okay. And so we went to go see it at a movie theater that's gone now. It was around the corner from the White House. It's called RKO Keith's. And the thing about seeing a movie down there, like on a Friday night or whatever it was, is it's going to be you and like 300 to 500 hardcore inner city kids. And this is 1970 something. The racial tension in Washington D.C. you would dull a machete trying to hack through it. It was just really bad. And 2 gleaming white kids at this movie theater. You're gonna get your ass kicked in the men's room, and you might get robbed in the ticket line to buy your ticket. So you're down there like, I hope I don't have to go. I hope I don't have to go, because you will never go at that theater. You'll just like, hold it, and you always kept your money rolled into your socks so no one will rob you. So you're standing in line with no money in your pockets, and by the time you get up to the ticket when you're like, oh, I dropped my contact lens. You go, you bring exact change so no one can rob you. And you'd always sit in the aisle seat. So if you saw the end credits coming up, or if you could guess the end of the movie, you'd run, white boy, run! And you go running out of the theater like 8 black kids running after you, so mad at you for some strange reason. And so Ian and I like, you'd watch every movie at RKO Keith's, like with your ass not even touching the seat, you'd be on the balls of your feet, like runners set. Ian, go! And you like blow up the aisle into freedom and safety. And so we're watching The Exorcist. I'm like, man, if you want to leave, just tap me on the shoulder. We'll sprint out of here. We're on the balls of our feet watching the movie. And the scene comes up, same scene as the week before. Linda comes in, and she pisses on the ground. And there's dead silence in the movie theater. I went, wow, everyone's so scared. that they can't even say anything. And then you hear everyone screaming with laughter at the top of their lungs. Malt liquor cans hit the screen. The screen is billowing. Beer foam is going down the screen. It was like, ah! Now Linda's undulating. And you can't help it. Everyone's laughing. It's hilarious. And the more intense the movie gets, the harder everyone's laughing. Like, your mother starts talking hell. And it was like, shut up! Ah! By the end of the movie, everyone around us with their abdominal muscles were too sore to beat us up. We all staggered out of the movie together, doubled over, like, should we run? No, white boy, you can go. We'll beat you up next weekend at the James Bond triple feature. But thank you for letting us live. It's cool. We'll get you next week. So we go staggering home, like, oh, fuck. I get home like 12:30 in the morning. My mom is waiting for me in the living room with her little True Blue cigarettes. I come staggering in. Hey, Mom. What's happening? Oh my God, are you gonna throw up? Oh my God, you're high. You've been smoking the pot. What are you on? You can tell me. I'm like, I'm not on anything. In fact, well, actually, I am. I'm on context, Mom. I'm high on context. I staggered away to bed. And that's what it all was about with Gene Simmons and the blood or the corn syrup. It's all about context, good lighting, and how you do it. So anyway, they're racing through this greatest hits set that is so great. And there's fire and sparks, and Paul loves us. And he flies through the air at one point. It was amazing and dramatic. And then the band leaves stage, and they just leave the drummer, Peter Criss, all by his lonesome. And he comes out and sits on the front of the drum riser with a cordless mic. He says, I want to sing a song for you people. And Beth comes over the PA. He's going to sing karaoke with Beth. The band's not on stage, just him and someone hitting the cassette deck play. And he sings along with Beth. And we all sing along with him. And he can't sing, if you notice. Neither can we. So when we all sing together, it sounds really cool. And I've heard that song, Like You, a million times, and I've never really thought about what the song was about. And it really hit me on that night. Think about it. It's a guy in a shitty practice place on a bad payphone calling his girlfriend who's waiting, pacing the floors of her little humble apartment, waiting for her rocker boyfriend to come home. Like, Beth, I'm here at shitty band practice, and me and the boys, we just can't find the sound. How can you find the sound when you're screwing a stripper? You just can't do it. The sound is out of the question. Just a few more hours of snorting and fucking, and I'll be right home to you with herpes sores on my dick. But if I hear them calling for more Jack Daniels, Coke, and whores. Oh, Beth, what can I do? Cave into peer pressure. Beth, what can I do? I read subtext into the song this time around. And then at the end of the song, Beth, I know you're out there waiting on your shitty adulterous boyfriend. But I can't come home right now because I got my dick in a girl named Candy and she's only 11. Me and the boys will be playing all night and be degenerate shitheads. Woo! Rock and roll is great. And that's kind of the subtext I got that time around. But I sang along dutifully anyway. And then he looks at us and he goes, you know what you people are, man? Like, hi? I went, you people are awesome, man. And we all went, raw. And for that 10 seconds, I did feel really awesome. And then the band comes running on stage, and there's like 8 cannons go off, and a few people are killed. Who cares? Because these people are breeding by the month. They'll be, the Kiss Army will be back. They're like roaches just breeding out there, dropping egg sacs left and right. And finally, Paul Stanley goes, people, this is our last song, and this is the last time we'll ever play Southern California, and I just want to know we owe it all to you, our fans, the Kiss Army. We love you. Like, what are you saying? And I swear to God, I started getting moist in the eyes. This is the last time. My arm has gone to sleep. I miss you. I love you, Paul. I'm gonna buy every Kiss record known to man tomorrow morning. And so they play the last song, and like cannons go off, helicopters come in and drop fire and gasoline on people, confetti comes drop from Sputnik so high, And it takes like 3 whole minutes to finally reach us. We're all standing there like, and we're staggering over dead bodies, people running, egg sacs about to burst open, and the air is ripe with the smell of vomit and pot. It's like, whoa, this is so intense. It's the smell of rock and roll. It's the smell of the Kiss Army, one of America's most intense, lowest common denominator breeds. One rough bolt of cloth. And so we're staggering over bodies. We go by the El Camino van posse, and they're not going home. They're too high to drive. They're going to sit there all night, drink, screw, and talk about Kiss. So I go, goodbye, Kiss Army. Like, right on. Whatever he said. And we drive home, and we're going home. The drummer goes, so what'd you think? I said, man, if I knew I was going to like it that much, I never would have missed a Kiss gig ever. And he looked at me with this really intense face. He went, welcome. Welcome to the family. All right. So anyway, it was great to see a band in their 50s rocking out harder than all the bands I played with on tour last year, combined. It was so cool. They said to me, you never have to burn out. You never have to lose your love of whatever you're doing. Like, if you lose your passion for what you're doing, either you're doing the wrong thing, or you should change things, but whatever you're doing full time, you should do with much love and much passion. And these guys seem to be having the time of their lives. If they weren't, they totally fooled me, and it was great. And it made me think, I gotta make it so I'm, whatever I'm doing, I gotta be totally into it, or I'm selling out. And all it made me want to do is go just book the next 9 years of my life, gigs. I can't play hard enough, I saw Kiss. And it was so great to see a band just give it up, and really love rock and roll. Because these days, love and music, or love of music, seems to be kind of a passing fad. And now all of a sudden you have bands that are huge for 9 months and then they're gone. They got your money and they go, ha, ha, ha. And that topic, that subject, life is short, you better do this, and this. But actually, life is really long. Have you ever had that morning where you wake up and you go, oh my God, what am I going to do with all this? Because you have at least another 60 years to go. 60 years, fuck me. That's so many times to the toilet, so many showers, so many times heat up the Campbell soup, so many miles, so many red lights, so many yes-sirs and no-sirs. Life gets really long, and fuck it, just kill me now. And that's why a lot of people turn off, because they see 60 more years of the drudgery. And that's why they watch Ally McBeal and go, good night, click, and they just go away. And me, I want to get more and more turned on as I go. So I keep trying to keep remembering the truth. And the truth is, life is an adventure, and the world is your oyster. It's your theme park. The world is your theme park, and you are here to rock. So you can't be, going, oh, my life, booyah. You can't do that stuff. You got to do something else, do whatever it takes to make you feel happy, or at least be challenged. And so what I do, I come from the school of thought. My school of thought tells me, if you don't know, you must go. And knowledge without mileage is bullshit. You want to know something, you got to go to the source. You got to check it out. You can read a book about a place, but if you look at a picture of the Sphinx and you read the book about Egypt, you know dick about Egypt. You know some words about Egypt, and you've seen photos of the Sphinx. But then when you go see the Sphinx, you never look at a photo of it and go, wow, man, holy shit. You kind of go, wow, that's really intense. But when you go all the way to Giza and you stare at the Sphinx from 100 feet away, you stand there for half an hour drooling onto your t-shirt going, fuck. And that's when you start writing your own history. That's when you start driving the truck instead of being driven by the truck. And either you live life or life lives you. There's no middle ground. And I've chosen to have my hand around its throat. Otherwise, it'll have its hand around mine. So for me, every book I read is nothing but a manual on how to get to it myself. And any country that I've never been to stands off in some part of the world mocking me. Hello, you're not come to see me, pussy, pussy. And so last year I went to Tunisia for a week, which was kind of interesting, but not as interesting as my week in India. I went to India, and I dressed it up as a video shoot. Because I don't take music videos very seriously, because music video agencies who play them don't take me very seriously. So it's a reciprocal fuck you. And so the record company said, you have to make a rock video. I'm like, why? Why bother? Why waste the celluloid? No one's going to see it anyway. Oh, I don't know. We don't even know why we exist. Make a video. I said, okay. We're going to assemble a guerrilla film crew with handheld digicams and go to weird parts of India with a tour guide and go to the weirdest, most fucked up places and make a video for the first single. What do you think? They probably thought I meant Indiana. Hey, you have to go to Indiana and make a video. We own Indiana, right? Yeah, it's ours. Yeah, we have the rights to Indiana. All right, green light, you got it. So I got the budget. And we assembled this crack UK young video cam guerrilla crew. And I flew out to Bengal and Calcutta. That's where I spent my week. So I went from like LA to London to Germany to New Delhi to Calcutta. It only took about 33 hours. I got out of the plane having seen like The Sixth Sense or something 4 times. I'm out of my mind. I'm on 9 gallons of coffee. And I get out into India and I'm like, as jet lag will do. And I go up to the threadbare third world baggage carousel, manually operated by starving men with sticks underneath walking in a circle. And the luggage comes out. Okay. And you walk outside and I meet up with the film crew and we jump in these 3 cabs and we go to this hotel and the film crew goes, okay, we're gonna go location hunting. You can either go to sleep or crash out or you can come with us. And I'm exhausted, I'm dead on my feet, but it's my first time in India. I'm like, man, I'm here. I gotta see India. I'm with you. If I keep moving, I'll stay awake. So they go, okay, come with us. And so we go down to the river where everything's happening. And we go to a funeral home. We go to a burning ghat where all the bodies are on top of wood burning. And me and the video director going back and we see this old man on a pile of wood fully engaged in flame. And neither of us have ever seen this before. So we're standing there like, whoa. Not repulsed, not fascinated, just tripping. Like how many times have you seen like old man Jenkins burning up in front of you? Like watching like his skin burn off his skull. Like, I don't know about you, I tried to ignite my father about 4 times during adolescence. Usually he's like down in Washington DC, it's halftime, he's watching the Redskins, he's asleep, Schaefer in one hand, unlit cigar in the other, bullets cap over his eyes, like the king on his easy chair, tweed sports jacket. I took his own tin of Zippo, douse his arm, take his own Zippo lighter. He wakes up like, God damn it, get back in your kennel, you little shit. Like, hate you. But anyway, this guy is like fully going, and I'm watching his head burn. I'm like, whoa, this is so intense. And the family is sitting on a pair, on the set of cement bleachers watching, just going, waiting on Granddad to finish burning. I don't know if they have a song for it, but it is kind of hanging out. And so they're just watching their relative burn where these 2 white guys standing there like, fucking hell. And our guide, Bhaskar, comes up to us and Bhaskar goes, hey, the owner of the funeral home wants to meet you. So we're like, okay, we meet him, how you doing? He wants to show us the inside of the funeral home and how the whole thing works. So we're like, all right. So we go around to the street entrance in front. And there's a line of 8 dead bodies, like 1, 2, 3, 8 dead people on the ground with their relatives around them, waiting to use the cheaper electronic furnace, which is this huge Auschwitz door, which you throw the body on into, hit on, and the body's just burned up in like a minute and a half. And it's cheaper than the wood version. And they're standing in a line with bodies on the ground, waiting to use the incinerator. And it's like a group of people waiting to get in through Canadian customs with their backpacks on the ground. You're waiting, you kick your backpack ahead of you. And I wonder if they're gonna kick Granny all the way up to the gate. Come on, let's go. I didn't see anyone do it, but it made me wonder. And at that point, I hear arguing at the front of the line. And I run up there, it's the owner of the funeral home arguing with some man with a little old shriveled up dead woman at their feet. And the video director comes up and he goes, what do you think they're doing? I go, they're haggling. They're haggling over the cost of the incineration. And he goes, they're not haggling. That's disgusting. I go, my friend, I know haggling in any language. This is haggling, And they were. And all of a sudden, the one guy pulls out some rupees and counts some off. And he goes, oh, there you go. And with no ceremony whatsoever, the door opens up and the body's put on this thing. Like, whoop, gone. On. I go, that's it? Not even a goodbye? Not even a reading from some book. Oh, he goes into the nothing. Goodbye. On. And the guy goes, come with me, I want to show you something. We go in back of the furnace. This is his new furnace. He's really impressed by his furnace. He wants to show it to us. It has an LED digital readout of the exact temperature of the inside. And that's what he wanted to show us. Ain't that a man? He's so proud that he can tell you exactly what degree this motherfucker's burning at. So he can tell you, you put the body in, you burn it for 3 minutes and 18 seconds at 612.9951 degrees. Because if it was a woman telling you how to burn the body, preheat the furnace for a few hours until it's hot. Put the body in until the skin is golden brown and falls off the bone with a fork. And like, men cannot deal with instructions that vague. Like, God damn it, fuck that. Tell me exactly how long, exactly what color of flesh, and what I must do. And that's why, there's that man, Dr. Carey or whatever his name is, and he wrote all those books, Women Are From Venus, Men Are From Mars, and that's it's the self-help books for couples in distress. He got divorced. He didn't even read his own stuff, or maybe he did. But anyway, my theory on men and women is, women are analog, men are digital. Because women are all about feel and warm low end, like, ooh, a Beatles album in mono, ooh. Where men are digital. God damn it, give me the information. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, 1 frame per second, right. Squares, go. 614.995 degrees for 3 minutes and 18 seconds, mark. And so I just realized men are the same all over the world. It's the one thing he wanted to show us, this little tiny strip of red number. He's like, I'm like, that's great. Oh shit, we're doomed. Men are the same everywhere. And so anyway, we go bombing out of there. We go back around the corner to watch old man Jenkins, who's still burning. And his feet are hanging out over the funeral pyre. They're not getting burned. And what happens is, when the feet aren't burning, a man comes in with a huge piece of cordwood and smashes old man Jenkins right in the middle. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you hitting him for? He's dead. He's not really going to feel it. And the body folds into the fire so it can burn completely. Otherwise, you are left with a bunch of charred wood, ashes, and 2 feet. And I guess they give you a doggy bag to take them home in. I don't exactly know what you do with your grandfather's feet. You can dip them in paint, like... while he's walking on the ceiling, you can swing them from the rear view of your car, but you don't have a car, it's silly, it's fucking cut. And so they gotta smash the body. And anyway, I asked Bhaskar, I said, man, so what's up with the funeral pyre and the burning and all that? And why does it take place near the river? And he goes, well, basically the body's burned and the family members take a handful of the ashes, go to the river, throw the ashes in the water, and the water takes the ashes to God, and life goes on. And I thought that was kind of cool. And I watched a family take some ashes and throw them in the water, and I watched the ashes go down the water, right down the way to where a bunch of men were bathing. We're bathing in Granny in the water. And they come out of the water dipped in Grandma, which is kind of like, ooh, but I thought it was kind of cool. Because it's kind of like the beautiful cycle of life. You're born into this world, you do your thing, you have some kids, you do your thing, you drive around, you get a job, you lose a job, you fall in love, you fall out of love, and then you die, you go up in smoke and into the river, and a guy bathes in you and comes out and showers you off on the ground, and you come up and through a rutabaga, the guy eats it, and then you use his manure into a field, and a cow eats you, and then you come over here, and you're just kind of back into the swim, you recycle. And I kind of like that. Because what we do now with bodies, we're very possessive of the dead. He needs a coffin. He needs a coffin where he'll look intact 20 years from now. We need to have the body and know exactly where it is. And I don't agree. I think life is for the living. And I think that if you're dead, you shouldn't have any property. I think all graveyards should be eradicated. I like the burning part. Burn up, a little bit of gray smoke, handful of ashes, and you know what, when I die, if any of you were around and you're so concerned, you can have my records, you can take the CDs, you can take all the stupid things I've won off eBay, but burn me up and take my ashes and throw me in a garden so at least I can grow some tomatoes, and so at least I can be of some use. Do not put me in a box, injected with formalin, in the ground, where in death I will still have property. 6 by 4 by 6. It's disgusting for a dead body to still have property. When you go to graveyards and you see like huge mausoleums that are bigger than the hovel you are living in now, and it's occupied by 6 dead people, fuck that. That should be you living in there. The world is not for dead people. Death is for so you can be remembered. You don't need to go to a grave and go, The body is there. My father is there. I feel better. Do you really feel better when you go to the grave and you drop some flowers on it and you go to the parking lot knowing that a custodian is going to throw the flowers away? It's such an empty gesture to me because, unfortunately, we all have dead friends now. It sucks. It's 2001 and all of us have a dead friend somewhere because it's tough now. And you really need to go to the grave to remember your friend, or just you hear his or her favorite song on the radio and you're like, oh, and all of a sudden you remember them, or you smell something and it makes you remember them. It's that kind of way you remember people in your heart and in your mind. You don't need to go to the place. And I just think it's really weird that we have these funerals with these huge, like 900-pound caskets. And in death, grandpa's shot full of drugs, and they have to paint his face to make it look more lifelike. So in life, grandpa looked like an old man. In death, he looks glam. He now has rouge. He looks like David Johansen of the New York Dolls. Kind of cool, but in a way, kind of fucked up. That you're in the ground half-lifing into fake silk, eventually seeping out through the cracks in the coffin to go down and pollute the water table. In death, you should be not fucking with my water or taking up space. Life is for the living, and death is for the dead, and they shouldn't get shit. And I'm not trying to be mean at all. I'm just saying, give up the fucking space and don't be so possessive with a dead body. It's not yours anymore. It's dead. Let's just get on with it. And so I liked the whole thing in India. I dug that a lot. Because in the West, I've noticed, I'm not Mr. Spiritual Boy, but I've noticed here, we have a lot of things that keep us away from life. Can't deal with it, have a drink. Hello, and you're like, well, hello, kids. And then they show you their hacked off arms and their hacked off legs and their missing eye sockets because they are professional beggars. And their future is going to be showing tourists hacked off limbs and empty eye sockets for a few rupees to get through the day and night. And I just wonder, maybe the other day I was thinking about all these I saw at least 100 beautiful children hacked up to shit, begging, going, hello. And then you see the old man, you see the 60s version, and it's like the OG, original gangster beggar, missing both arms, both legs, both eyes. He comes up, wheeled up in an ox car, like, he panhandled George Harrison. He goes way back when the Beatles were out there. He remembers McCartney. And you're like, it's really intense. And when you see the little kids, these beautiful kids all hacked up, what if it was your kid missing an arm, And it's hard to take. You just stand there and you start crying. It's really intense. And it made me think, that's how much these people love life. They're willing to rip an eye out and get their leg hacked off to live. And I'm sure a lot of times it's not the kid's choice. They're pulled into it and mutilated, not, against their will. But that's what they'll do to get through life. They will crawl and claw and beg every day to get through life. What will you do to get through life? Would you lose an arm to live? Well, of course. Yeah? Let's see. I mean, it's a weird life they're living, and it's very different from ours. And I'm not trying to put the big Pepsi test to you, because I don't know whether I could get my arm hacked off either. But it definitely makes you have to do a lot of reckoning when you're there. And if you're a conscientious person, you can't just look at that shit and go, it's not happening. You're like, ah. So after a week of it, you kind of come out of it like, just pummeled. And I got back to America in my big fucking black car, going into supermarkets that are just like tons of food falling onto the floor, going to restaurants where someone pays like $2 for tons of food, eats a third of it, and the rest of it gets thrown into a trash can. And it made me think, every time you leave food on a plate, there's not a few hundred, there are several million people in the world, nice people, who have a hunger that sucks just like when you're hungry, who would really eat that food right out of the trash can. And we waste a lot of food here. And you see all these people walking around, coming out of McDonald's, hugging the 9-gallon Coke with fire hose diameter straw. Woo! I'm the hungriest, thirstiest man in the world, more food. It's like some kind of grotesque orgy. And you go to India, what's the matter with you skinny motherfuckers? How come you don't eat? We would eat, my friend, but you Americans have eaten all the food in the entire world. Bam! Oh, another dead guy, burn him up. And everyone else in the world is fucking skin and bones. We're like, big boy coming through. And it was a real eye-opener, So it made me reckon that we got it real good. And if you're alive and you can have enough food in you to enjoy life, you have no reason to be hating your life, shooting yourself in the head, shooting your friends, shooting dope. getting drunk, failing out of life. You should be getting up and rocking and enjoying, because you are the bright light. And I'm not being all spiritual. I'm just saying, men, you are here, therefore you are on fire. And that's basically what I got from it. And that's kind of the sentiment I wanted to leave with you tonight. But there's one last thing. Remember about 2.5 hours ago, I told you that I knew we'd never get invaded on these shores by a foreign enemy, and I told you how I knew that, concretely in my mind, and I'd tell you some other time. Well, I'm ready to tell you now. Okay. I was thinking, will we ever get invaded? Now I know we won't. I'm dead sure we'll never be invaded on these shores by, say if like France decides to invade. For some reason, they get a while there. We're going to invade America now. We're getting in our battleships and we're sailing this way, maybe. And here they come, we're sailing, and we're French, or whatever the theme song is for that particular war. And think about it, we're being invaded, here they come. Will we need the Army? Will we need the Navy? Will we need the Marines, the Air Force, the SWAT team? No, we won't need any of that. All we'll need is a few well-placed phone calls, about 500,000 gallons of beer, 900 tons of pot, and some crystal meth. And I'll make the phone calls myself. And I'll mobilize 10 to 50,000 people per major city in America. Hello? KISS Army, east of the Mississippi, mobilize. Go to Delaware. KISS Army, west of the Mississippi, mobilize. Go to the California coast. And within hours, you'd see vans and El Caminos roaring east, roaring west, empty beer cans flying out of the side of vans and El Caminos. Mullets flapping in the breeze, the smell of marijuana all over the land, the sound of KISS driving down highways. Within hours, the coastlines are full of men, mulleted, KISS shirt wearing, standing there waiting for something. They don't know what, but Gene and Paul told them to go. And the foreign ships come up. What do you see through your binoculars? I see many mulleted men. Oh no, come closer and see what we will. They come closer and we see the foreign invaders, and the KISS Army see a fight coming on. The KISS Army reacts the way they always do when they see a fight coming on. The head starts bobbing, the arms shoot out to the side, and on each coast there's 250,000 mulleted psycho speed freak motherfuckers going, come on, bitch! Come on, you French bitch! They'll look through the binoculars and go, and they'll run into their boats and they'll sail for home and we'll always be safe. Hail Ohio, hail KISS, hail rock and roll. Thanks, good night.